And
Hey,
the words to his theme song.
hey, yep. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Yep. So we're live now, right? I hope.
Yeah, buddy.
Hopefully, yeah. We got Clobberin Times with me today. We're gonna go over some thing busts and some statues that had shown on his channel. And I figure I got them on the desk. Let me grab some more things and and show them to everyone. So
Things.
hopefully everyone can hear our audio. I guess we got got our gang here. We got Pat S's here, and we got Steve Mitchum. Hey, all guys.
Yo.
So I hope I hope the audio is. I'm on StreamYard right now, so hopefully this will fix.
I think they're hearing you.
They can actually hear us. Yeah. Although I have been having keyboard problems. I dumped some. Not that much, but just a little bit of iced tea on the corner of a keyboard, and now my keyboard has been going on the fritz. So there's always something. But it was working all morning. I let it dry overnight, and now it's been glitching a little bit. But let's say it glitched out again. But that's okay. You can hear us at least.
This is a Louisiana show, man. You got Mr. Mitchum. What's up, brother? And you got Pat. And you got me. Man, you're outnumbered. By Rebs, the singing Yankee.
Yeah. So audio is good. Yep, we sound great. All right, well, that's good. We sound better than we look. I can say that, right? You don't mind me saying that?
We are the thing.
Yeah. So that's Ben Grimm's super. Oh, hey, Lord Toth is here. Yep.
Oh, now we got another Northerner there for you. What's up, Lord Toth?
Great to have you in the stream. Thank you.
Avon lives, long live the Legion, and the thing forever, brother.
Yep. That's for sure. So so we were talking yesterday a little bit about you were talking you'd watch the Fantastic Four movies again. Revisited those. They're not technically MCU movies because you had done your stream on with Michael from Retroblasting. The top, you put your Marvel MCU movies in order, so that's a Fox. I guess that's a Fox movie. Right?
Those were Sony.
Sony? Okay.
They were Fox. No, you're right.
They're Fox. Yep.
I always say Sony because that was Spider-Man. Those were Fox.
Fox. Okay, yeah. So now, of course, with the buyout, they've got the rights. Disney has the rights to the Fantastic Four. So
God help us.
God help us. Yeah, we'll see.
How good we had it with those two movies.
Yeah, well, Fan Four Stick actually was one of the. I don't know if that was worse than Highlander 2, which that's a running joke with my buddies. Highlander 2 does not exist. So
it's bad. Fan Four Stick is one of the worst. It might be, if not the worst, big budget, like sort of intended tentpole science fiction film of all time, or science fiction fantasy, like superhero film of all time. But it might be the worst. It might be the worst.
It's up. Yeah, it's up there. I almost walked out of the theater, so it was. And for me, I almost walk out.
Well, I downloaded it, so because I couldn't go to the theater. By the way, I've told you how that was filmed here and stuff, right?
Yeah. You actually delivered something to the set, or.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got the great Eric K in the chat, and then Dadman walking.
Dadman.
Yep. Welcome. Yep.
I put the word out, so.
Thank you. Yep. Lord, what did this Highlander do that you speak of? Yeah, I had a good friend who was leaving the theater. We're going to, and I also it was raining that I remember crazy things. It was raining that I was coming down a hill and I was rushing because we're going to be late for the movie. I don't know. Never late for movie. I'm late for other stuff, but not for movies like that. And I almost skid in the bottom and crashed into something. And then I get there, my friend's like, "Don't go, just leave." I'm like, "We just bought our tickets, Bill." He's like, "Don't bother. Ask them for your money back." Like, and we're with his brother. Get another showing, and 3 or 4 of their friends. Like, it can't be that bad. And then we saw him after. We're like, "You were right, Bill. We should have listened. We should never." So the running joke is, that movie does not exist in this dojo, or it doesn't exist. But Fan Four Stick was. Oh, and I was in the movie theater. I'm like, well, first of all, right away I knew. Then you could see it was the ultimate FF, which I'm not a fan of, even though I own every comic. And then the Ben character, I mean, not the people. I don't pick on the actors. The actors are given what they can only work with their script and what they're.
But they were badly cast too, though. I thought.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, Ben never should have been a little pipsqueak. as Ben, as the character. And no offense to the actor. He's you're taking a pay, you're gonna take a paycheck. I'm not gonna turn down a paycheck. But it was just it just kept getting worse and worse. And for me to almost walk out of a FF movie, it's really bad. Yeah. So
Pat, I've seen Superman 4. It's not worse than that's not worse than Van Forstick.
Yeah, it's just you could just say it's a miss, but you still got Christopher Reeve, who's so iconic, and it's just you can say, it's not good, but you just enjoy seeing Christopher Reeve as Superman because the guy's so magical, as that character. Yeah, Dadman walking saying, I nearly walked out of Solo when I saw Darth Maul. But I did start jeering it out loud, embarrassed my oldest kid. Yeah.
At that point, it was almost over. That's another one that after the filth of the Last Jedi, I downloaded Solo to be able to watch it, to review it, and I almost walked out of my own house watching it.
Yeah.
Solo's horrible.
Yeah.
Highlander 2 is so horrible. You know why I didn't walk out of that?
Why is that?
Because I was too sleepy.
You're just sleepy.
After being initially so aggravated with how bad it was, I was like, I can get a good nap out of this.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, you got the air conditioning going, right? Free AC.
Yeah, I got popcorn. Just had some popcorn. Okay, but it's terrible.
Yeah, it's just and then the whole thing when they did, Highlanders, one movie you'd say doesn't need a sequel, and like why would you want even a prequel? Of course, I like the TV series, I have to say, but even knowing the end, but it's like then they had the whole other planet, the guys in what was the planet? Zart, not Zarda, Zul, something with a Z.
It's a Z.
Yeah. So the other planet with aliens, and my friends were in the movie theater were like, "What the bleep is going on here with this?" I think there's a director's cut where they cut all that junk out or took out, the other planet and tried to salvage what they could have.
Yes, I hear that, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, but it's probably not worth even trying to watch. So
right.
It's just that bad. So it's
oh yeah, it's God.
Oh, we got Brightest Day here. Hail Brightest Day.
Zeist. There you go. Talk.
Zeist, thank you.
It is. Because I'm a big fan of MST3K, right? Yeah. They were asked one time back in the late 90s or whatever, what's a big, because they were doing like public domain films and stuff on their show. So they were asked, what is a big budget like Hollywood film these in theaters of late or fairly recently that you would love to get a hold of? And they said Highlander 2.
Yeah. I would have watched that. That would have been awesome. Yeah, for those guys to get Highlander 2. I mean,
oh yeah.
That would have been great. Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Oh, Darth Maul. Dadman walking. He said, "It must be in the minority about the way they kept bringing Maul back. Never made sense. He could do something that greater Sith Lords could not." Sorry for the rant. Well, I think Dadman, what they did probably they regretted killing him off. So you have a good point there. I think they said, and I thought that too with Phantom Menace, and like that scene was so amazing. The lightsaber duels were just unbelievable. And then to kill him off in the end, kind of like they kill. Now of course, look, Boba Fett's back too, so it's almost like a comic book world where I think who's the only character that stayed dead now is Captain Marvel. For years it was Bucky, but I think
maybe Uncle Ben. The Marvel actually got brought back. Remember?
When did he get brought back?
They had actually a comic back in the 2000s where they did some kind of thing where when I say brought back, that he was technically alive again for some moment. I can't remember exactly. I bought it and I was like, this is not Jim Starlin. Screw it.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. I must have missed that. But he's currently all right. Well, they brought him back for for one.
I think again they may have been just doing a story where they brought him back and then got rid of because I bought the first one that's kind of tapped out. I'll try to find out what it is, but it's maybe Claude will remember, so don't ask him.
But most characters
don't stay dead.
Don't stay dead. Yeah. So Steve Mitchum is saying Uncle Ben is back, and this time it's payback.
I got to admit this because I'm one of those who never minded that Maul got killed by Obi-Wan because he was a great character and all that stuff. But I'm always in the corner of the good guy, and I want the good guy to, no matter how great the villain is, to win. Yeah. And so Obi-Wan beating him is fine with me. I mean, after all, the guy just got through. It was pretty messed up. He just got through fighting two super, one super skilled Jedi, another, up and coming Padawan Jedi. So he had to be kind of tired, and he made a mistake, got killed. But on the Clone Wars, they actually found a pretty credible way of bringing him back, and he was really good on there.
Yeah. So what did I haven't caught up to that yet, but I guess they said they they had like a robotic body on the bottom. I've seen a couple of episodes, I guess, but they found a way to say, kind of like a la Darth Vader. They found a way to.
Yeah, they did, and it was pretty interesting. He was, without spoiling anything for you. They made him a very interesting character on there. He didn't really have any personality in the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
But in this, they did. They added a personality, and I thought they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think that if they had more Darth Maul in the first movie, and like I was the joke, more cowbells. Like Darth Maul was, one of the stars of the movie. So if they had more Darth Maul and less of Anakin as a kid, that would have been like kind of like Captain America you're talking about the other night. When the montage where you want to just see a few, because the character's so great, you want to see a few more scenes of just Cap being Cap and fighting the Yahtzees, and you got Dum Dum Dugan, you got that great actor as who I'm drawing a blank on
Neil McDonough.
So he's fantastic. The casting was great. Just like add 15 minutes or even 10 minutes to the movie, just to give you a little bit more feel of exactly. I agreed 100% with you said, like more time of him being Cap. So
yes, because by the time he wakes up later in later films, he's a legend. He's a grizzled veteran. This movie almost makes it look like he was Cap for a short time. It doesn't really mean to, but I think Joe Johnston should have set, even if you're going to do the montage thing, you need to set into your script or something like that in First Avenger, which I still love it.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
That he has been Cap for a number of years throughout the war. He's established. He's had many, many adventures, and then that happens to him.
Yeah.
At the end, but I still love it.
Yeah. It's just it's like a minor nitpick on, it's like when something's really good. So you were talking about the, on your channel on the Fox FF, 2FF movies, which I kind of give them like B minuses, I guess, or, there's good parts and bad parts. And you were super excited to see him at first. And like you said, Chris is, Cap Johnny. As Johnny is fantastic, and the banter between the two, and kind of Ben's, how Ben is, upset in the beginning, and then he makes a sacrifice, and so the characters I think were good. Just where they went really screwed up, and agree with you again too, is the casting of Doom, and probably even more so the writing. I think if you had a good story,
the writing is Doom. Yeah,
if you had, if he was that kind of works. So you have a handsome guy, the guy from Nip Tuck, and if you have that, then then if he was written as a really evil and as royalty, like he should be, he's above everyone else, and it's a real arrogant. If the right writing could have maybe saved that character, but I don't know. They went with that. They're trying to go for, I guess, for the evil, Bond villain genius kind of scenario there, which I didn't think worked at all. So
the characterization of the family stuff is great.
Yeah,
it ultimately didn't have a compelling ending. Not a good compelling middle or ending, really.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, it was just they got some of it really great, and some of it just was a big miss. And you have to have a good villain to make the movie work. If it doesn't, if you don't have a good villain, that's why Thanos works so well in the Infinity War and that whole the Avengers and everything, because you believe that he believes what he's trying to do, and then he doesn't consider himself evil. Like Dr. Doom doesn't consider himself evil. He thinks he's making the world a better place in his own twisted way. So it's that's what makes these villains engaging villains. They're not just mustache that's the old mustache twirling with no back. And he's a ruler of a country, and they had that left out. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they just shoved it in there in the second one. That there's Latveria. Oh.
Yep, and we got PJ Maybe. So
Look who's
Welcome,
here.
PJ, maybe. Yep.
Look who else is here.
Who else is here? Who am I missing? Oh,
Number
Raquel.
one.
Oh, sticks in line. Yep. Hey, Raquel. Welcome. Yep.
Number one.
So I haven't been doing my homework. I haven't been watching the animated. All of those are much shorter to watch. So I've got to watch those 5. Start watching some of those episodes tonight because it's been. Even though I have them on DVD. It's I haven't watched them in years. I don't think so. I'm so lazy. It's like I gotta pull them out of the. Well, now it's streaming on. I actually subscribed to. Was it Paramount Plus? Now I had it Paramount Plus. So I'm
Netflix has it also.
Actually, last time I looked, I couldn't find it on that.
Oh, it's not on there.
I couldn't find. I mean, it could be wrong. I tried to find. It was on there for years. Maybe Paramount Plus pulled it back. Yeah, I couldn't find it on the Netflix. So
all the other Trek is on there, though, right?
They've only got some Trek now, so they pulled some back to.
They used to have it all on there.
Yeah, so they must have lost the. Well, Picard, I don't think is on there. I'll check. Yeah,
that's not Star Trek, though.
Yeah, but I think they pulled some of the stuff they thought would be popular back to Paramount. Paramount Plus. So yeah, let me.
When it comes time to review them, I'm gonna have to find a way to find them because I thought I'd be able to use Netflix, but.
Yeah, let me see what if I do in the Netflix now. Let's do a Star Trek search and see what comes up.
Love you, number one.
Let's see, Star Trek across the universe.
Because I must admit, I only own. Of course, I have my 50th anniversary Blu-ray set, which has, of course, that's the first time that the animated series has been put on Blu-ray. And it has the films, of course, original series and stuff. I don't own TNG. Nothing against it. I like it. I don't own DS9 because it's just too expensive right now.
Yeah,
and I don't own Voyager for sure. I do have Enterprise because years ago I bought those 4 season box sets that come in. Have you ever seen those that come in It comes in those really cool. What do you call those containers? They're
like a steel box? Or is it a steel box?
No, they're not steel.
Okay.
No, they're really, really cool looking. Very 20th second century containers that they come in. It's kind of hard to explain. They're 4.
Let me Google it. Yeah, Star Trek Enterprise DVD. Like it was really cool.
The older ones. Yeah, very cool packaging.
But they were. Let's see if it.
And they weren't cheap.
Oh, they kind of look like. Does it kind of look like it's got like a cover to it? It's like a.
Like a cargo container from the show.
Yeah, like a cargo container. Is that the one you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me pull that over to the screen here, and I'll share that screen. Yep. Raquel said, "What am I saying?" Yep. Oh, we got JT Kirk in here. Hey,
JT, what's up, bud?
Yep. Welcome. Yep. So let me share my good old screen here.
I just never bought those other ones. They're expensive, and I was like, I like them better now than I used to. Otherwise, I probably would have bought them when they came out. Now there's a remastered version of TNG. That's what I got right there. That's the big 4 season set right there.
And that's is that Blu-ray or DVD?
DVD. It is out on Blu-ray now, which I don't have Blu-rays. I just have the DVDs.
Yep. Well, let's see what's on. Let's see if I think if I share that, let's see if that goes over. Yep. So this is what's on. We've got Star Trek, the
Netflix.
And we've got Deep Space Nine.
That's all you need right there.
You got Voyager, you got Enterprise, and TNG.
Yeah, all real Trek aside from except for animated series is on there.
No, yeah, so no animated series. Yeah, so that's what I was looking for.
You're good.
To watch. So you've got to go to Paramount Plus for the animated series, and then this is fantastic too for the Love of Spock. I actually my name's in the credits because I donated.
It's got Zachary Quinto, so just to
but
he's
it's done by his son, so it's Adam Nimoy, and there's some great.
Because it's too much Jar Jar Ash, man.
Yeah, I know, but I love seeing the Spock clips and the story of his life, and
I hear you. I watched it.
Yeah, no, it's I'd recommend it. Yep, I recommend it. Yep. So yeah, so if you wanted to watch those animated, I guess
it used to be on there.
Yeah, DVD export titles were to. Let's see. Yeah. So do they have maybe they're showing series? Let's see, Star Trek, the motion picture. Let's see.
I don't know if they have any movies, but
like DVD only. Why did that come?
Oh, good, because it's not on there. Yes, there's the thing. These are on there for a reason. They do well. People still watch the real Trek TV shows.
Yeah.
10 times, 100 times more than they watch the filth.
Yeah, so yeah, well, Raquel's gonna gonna disappear. No, I'm teasing, but yeah, so you've got yeah, so these are on DVD only. Yeah, so you've got yeah, so you can get these on DVD through Netflix, but not on streaming. So that's interesting. Yep. So those are, but yeah, and it's what people have said too. Like subscribe if you needed to watch it, you can subscribe. I think to Paramount Plus for $5 or 1 month, and then watch them all. Like I had a friend who would do that for Game of Thrones. Like he'd get HBO for a month. He'd wait till Game of Thrones streamed, the whole season. He's like, he'd get HBO for 1 month, watch it all. We watch everything you want, and then cancel it. So you're legally watching the show, but you're only paying for the 1 month. So that's kind of, if you want to be legal, and I think the artists should get get paid for what they're doing, and all the people working on these shows. So unfortunately, a lot of people go on the interwebs as ways to find things, but I think you should support the creators and everyone. It's a tough job, especially now for the Hollywood, and for people, and a lot of people in the crafts too. There's not you watch a movie, you've got, like, we're looking at the tricorder last night, like all the prop makers and the people behind the scenes, and those people, and they really do a great job. So always want to support those. Yep. So why don't we show some things, I guess. How about that? Let's see if we
some things, folks.
Yep. So let's see if I can get this camera thing to work. Let's see.
Fingering time.
Let's see if that's gonna. All right, I got to turn that camera on. Start camera. Let's see if that works here. Okay, it worked. Yep. Let me go to this view here. Let's see. I want to go to the. No, it's supposed to be.
I love you, Raquel. Wee.
So let's see, and I'm trying to get. All right, I got Streamlabs. It's supposed to be easier than OBS Studio. I'm trying to click to.
It is. What are you trying to do?
Do the full screen. Yep.
There's a little three dot tab thingy in the top corner of your picture.
Okay, so I do that and say go full screen.
Go full solo layout.
Huh. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just had to click the one person here.
There you go.
I got you. The other one is for sharing. Oh, that's for sharing this. See, I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. So I'm.
Oh yeah.
All right.
If I can do it, you can do it 10 million times easier, brother.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
The Wiggly Spidey is here. Yep. We got the Wiggly Spidey going. Yep. So this is one of my all-time favorite. Like I said on Global Geek Gang last night, I just love having this big huge bust. And let me pull the camera back because this guy is so big. I gotta go back to actually fit them all into the screen here. So that's a bust that I got on eBay, and it was one of those lucky things. It's going for way too much money now. And,
I can imagine.
It's and so I was lucky. I think I want to say maybe I got it for like $80 or $100 or something ridiculously low. It was like one of those, like no one bid on the thing.
Shipping could have been pretty up there. This expensive too, right? Or no?
Yeah, the shipping was expensive. What happened? Unfortunately, he got damaged in shipping, and he's separated from the base. So I'm not going to pick him up, but. Well, here I got the. Let me turn that comment off. If I put my finger there, so you can see, kind of separated from the base, right around here. So he's totally. If you can lift the statue up off the base, unfortunately, but it doesn't. It doesn't affect anything.
That's okay.
If you turn to the back, it's kind of messed up a little. There's a little couple of spots, but it's. It was so the seller was really nice. He's like, "Oh, do you want refund your money, send it back?" I'm like, what's gonna, it's not totally broken up, so it's it's okay. So I'm like, no worry. I don't even think I asked. Maybe I got like the shipping fee free, or he'd knock, with eBay they knock something off the price. But someone we've been following on Twitter, L, who's got an incredible, amazing.
He just wrote me back, obviously. Actually,
great. So so we've asked him to come on with us someday if he'd like to. But he's got an incredible, or I should say, fantastic thing collection, and he had. I don't want to say if it was him or it might have been him or someone else on Twitter. I saw that got one of these statues shipped in the mail, and unfortunately it was damaged and really broken up, which is a shame. So that was really really tough to if you've got something like this that you love, and then you want to.
By the way, he thanked us. I sent him a link, but he's at work, but he's going to watch the video later. He asked him if he could watch it later. I guess he's not that familiar with it. And he's going to post a new picture later, by the way.
Great.
He's amazing. It's an amazing collection.
I'll put his Twitter link into the show notes, but he's got some amazing, incredible. I thought I had a lot of stuff, so. He's a real cool dude. I asked him to come on sometime with the Global Geek Gang or whatever on my channel, and of course, wouldn't talk to him without you because he's just an amazing. If you got to go to his Twitter, just look at those pictures, everyone. Especially if you're a fan of the thing, guys, it's incredible. Yeah, let me find his. I'm gonna go here while we're looking at that. Let me go to Twitter and I'll just put his. I'm gonna use the keyboard that works. Let's see. So he's, I think it's Pan Lives is his Twitter handle. Yep, it's just the word EL. Yeah, EL at Pan Lives. So let me copy that. I'm going to put that in the. What a collection. And man, all that art on his walls and stuff. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, well, after we'll show some of these things, then we'll give a shout. We're giving him a shout out, and then we're going to. I don't think. Hopefully, he doesn't mind. We'll show some of his. I don't think he'd mind. Well, I don't know if he minds or not, but it's on Twitter. So it's on Twitter, so I'm assuming it's public. So I'm hoping he won't. We'll just show a couple more things. Yeah. I guess we could ask him first. Yeah, I could. If you could maybe ask him. Yeah, but I always assume Twitter. Twitter is public, so it's not like showing someone's Facebook feed. But it's always nice to ask and let me ask him first. Let's see what he says. Yep. So this guy, let me move this bust. But you guys can see it. It's like L on Twitter or just EL, and I mean, he's got a little strange little icon of the little egg-looking shape of the thing, and he has an incredible thing and Fantastic Four collection of the likes of which I was telling Mark last night. I didn't know there was that many figures made. I really didn't. Yeah. I didn't think it was possible. And he's got multiples of a lot of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's just incredible. Rod Thunderheart. Look at that. The great Rod Thunderheart here. Hell, Rod. Yep. Oh, and Dadman Walking has to run. So it says great stream. So thanks for being here, Dadman. Yeah, come back if you can and watch the rest if you want to see there's a couple more things that we're gonna show. But appreciate you being here. Have a great rest of your day. Don't run, Dadman. Walk, because you're a Dadman walking. If you're like the rest of us dad men, you get too tired running, but yeah. So I think was it Pat S who asked or mentioned the temperature, the color temp. I'm thinking color temperature because I do graphics art. It's not coming through. The thing is coming through is a little bit more yellow here. I was trying to change the lighting a little bit, but when you see him in person, he's more orange. So the color is actually a little bit better. Okay. I've got one of these fancy dancy lights where I can change the color of the light. Let's see if that actually makes him more. If I changed it to more orange color, I got one of those remote control lights. It's kind of cool. Wow, you're getting bad weather. Also, everyone's getting thunderstorms today. Wow. Yeah, I'm on the East Coast, kind of near New York City, so it's been a hazy kind of day. But no, the sun's out now, but hopefully we'll have good weather for the weekend. So so let's just love that statue. So let me that's the best, man. let me. I have. Well, I'll show the links. Links after, I guess. Let me turn this camera off. I'm gonna step away for a second. You can. Let me stop my camera. I'm just gonna carry him to the other room so I can show the other stuff. So
Sure.
let me do that. Yep. I'll be
for
right back. Yep.
All right. Okay, now that Mark's gone, everyone, let's talk bad about him. That Mark is such a yeah. But I love I always love his avatar, the one that Mark uses. It's from it's kind of, I think it's from an old coloring book. The cover, that's art by Earl Norham, passed a couple years, one of the great artists who did painted covers and all this kind of stuff for a lot of Marvel and other types of commercial, art related to comics and everything. And I've always loved that he used that. But even though it's based on Fantastic Four #5, when they went back in time, Doctor Doom's first appearance, I believe, where they went back in time or whatever, and the Thing went to a pirate ship or whatever. But that's but that was an old Kirby comic. But that it was a Fantastic Four storybook, not a coloring book. Sorry, and by Earl Norham. And so I always loved that Mark used that one. And of course, mine is a Kirby thing because, although I have other avatars for the ever loving blue eyed Thing. Let's see here. Little John Buscema thing there. It's clobbering time. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do another Thing show because again this year it's the Fantastic Four's anniversary. Oh my God, that's fantastic!
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for. It's great having another person on the show with you, so you can do stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, sure, man. Got you back there, bro. That I have not seen that one. Oh my goodness! Again, even in his of course, his arm got cut off.
Yep. So yeah, I always thought this bust was super cool. It's just now it's Ultimate FF, I believe.
I forgive it though because it's such cool statue.
It's well done, and Ben and Ultimate FF. Of course, it depends on the artist, but this is really did a great.
Yeah, you know me in Ultimates, but still.
Yeah, did a great job. Let me zoom in on his mug there. But I love the head sculpt on this guy.
I was just telling him while you were going about that your avatar for the Thing. That's from an old storybook, but Earl Norham did the art.
Okay, yeah.
But the picture itself though is based on Fantastic Four #5 when they went back in time and he became a pirate. The Thing became a pirate. It was the first appearance of Doctor Doom.
Yeah, and so the Thing is Blackbeard, right?
Yeah.
Well, I was playing a lot of Sea of Thieves, so then I love the Thing, so I'm like, let me change. I know he was Blackbeard, so let me try to find an icon. So then I just kind of kept it for YouTube. So I could get back to playing Sea of Thieves. That'd be great if they had a Thing as Blackbeard skin for that. That would be
yeah.
That would be good. Yeah.
That was pretty silly. That was actually, Doom's first appearance was kind of silly. They used this time machine and forced them to go back to time to find something crap, and they had pirates and shit. But it was fun.
Yeah, it's fun sci-fi. Yeah,
that was crazy.
Stuff, yeah. And sometimes busts, I got to say too, I don't like because they're chopped. The characters chopped in half. It's just showing. So at least with this guy, this version of the
right.
Thing, you've got his arm there, and you've got the four shield. Let's see, this guy is. Let me look and see what he says here. So it's 2005, all rights reserved, Diamond Select bust, made in China, 853 of 3,000, and there's a price tag of $50. So I've gotten it, I guess, for $50. Or what I would do is I'd always wait. In the comic book store, we'd always wait till something, there'd be a sale or something. I was always frugal and would wait till, because as much, but of course, then things would disappear too. So sometimes you'd miss out, if you didn't get it. There's not a ton of these made, so it's
yeah.
Now here's another
good call.
Here's another bust that I have. So we're just doing busts today. So lots of busts. Cool. Yeah, that's a nice icon you got. Yep. So here,
Oh, nice one.
that's a nice one. Yeah.
Wow. The only thing bust I have is that small one with him smoking the cigar.
I like. Yeah, I have that one.
You have that one, of course.
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, we'll see. Yep. So, so this is a thing up on my. Just went up to the shelf and grabbed all the bus. Yeah, right. Busted. Yep.
Explain the arm, please. I can't explain the arm. Maybe that they left. I don't know. Just because it's a bust, I guess. I'm not sure what the deal with the losing the arm was on that other one.
Yeah,
I've never seen.
I think it's just the style. It's just an artistic style. They just it's cheaper too if you only got one arm. So yeah.
I guess it's artistic. That's
on this guy here. I guess yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that's what's going on. I guess they're just figuring, I guess you could say he had it knocked off by the Hulk and it grows back later or something.
Yeah. But normally when I just, I have this shown kind of, you show it like this. So it's, I think that's just like a lot of busts like this, this bust here, there's no arms on him. So,
what if our boy L has that one? Probably. What am I saying?
Yeah, he has it. He's got to have it. Yep.
He's got them all.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to show it. I want to know if we show until we ask him, and he might let us show us his stuff one day, but I don't know. But I want to get permission. But I mean, at least that's me. You can do what you want. But that guy, I'm not kidding. He has FF stuff. He has a lot of Hulk stuff too, because the Hulk and Thing go together like peanut butter and jelly, or salt and pepper or whatever. But it's on. As I said, I cannot stress enough. I did not, Superman, of course. Because he was been marketed since almost the day he first came out. Batman, sure. I've seen Batman and Superman collections that are extraordinary, but I'm not surprised how much memorabilia there is. That there's that much Thing stuff, I'm blown away. I did not know there was that much.
And I was impressed too. So,
and if Mark C was impressed, Mark D with the C, excuse me, Mark D was impressed, and yeah, that's something because. It's amazing, dude.
Yeah, no.
Plus, he's got all this all this cool artwork all over his wall, and he even has Thing tiles.
It's truly impressive.
It's unbelievable.
It's like something Mr. Fantastic. Yeah. So Steve Mitchum is saying, and we know Steve, Maddie's daddy's a graphic artist, so he said I should sculpt some Thing busts for Mark D to print. So yeah, that would be awesome. I'll show you a couple that I printed, but yeah, that would be awesome to do because I'm okay with doing little minor stuff, but I'm not I'm going to try to teach myself more on how to actually do the the artistic stuff because I do engineering and 3D CAD and the boring stuff plates and motors and stuff like that, but nothing artistic. My friend Chris, who's an artist too, I always mention, is fantastic with that stuff too, and Blender and all that stuff. It's just unbelievable the things you can create now as an artist. So it's amazing. Yep. So so Raquel is saying love to stream your work. Yeah. So I always love to show work that people do. It's great. So let's see what this thing. I'm trying to remember what this thing was. Let's see. So this is 2007 Diamond Select again. So 370 of 2500. So that's a Marvel Diamond Select toys. Yeah.
Nice.
So when was the Fantastic Four movie? That was what year was that? The two movies?
That was the first one was 2005, and Rise of the Silver Surfer was 2007.
Okay, so that makes sense that they've got a lot more stuff coming out during that time period.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So this is a really, I love this one too. This is the one you.
Yeah, that's the one I have. That's the one I got.
Yeah.
I have that one. That one next to my Jack Kirby bust.
Right. Yeah. So this.
I love that one.
So this is a Bowen
Bowen's
bust.
Yeah, Bowen's fantastic.
Say Bowen bust.
Bowen bust.
I got a chip here. I've got to paint that. I've just the Hulk. I guess came in and damaged him. Let me go to the full screen here. Yeah. So
That's one thing I use my friend Claude for the art. The art. He, I tell you, my Bowen, my Human Torch Bowen statue, fell and broke, and he fixed it. He put it back together. He was able to put it, and then because it was kind of orangey, he painted it redder for me because I believe Human Torch should be red. I don't like the orange.
Yeah. I'm looking at mine right now. He's
kind of orangey, right?
Kind of orangey, yeah.
Well, you see my mine? It's red because he painted it. I didn't think he could even fix the thing, but he fixed it.
He did a custom. Let me put the angle of the.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be safe. I always hate to. I broke the hinge of my Batmobile last week during that show. So.
Oh crap!
On the hood, it's okay, but it snapped the because that Batmobile. If anyone saw that stream, was so heavy. It's like a 10-pound. The '60s Batmobile that I have. It's not exactly it's not the one from the show, but it's kind of close to the show. But it's so heavy, and I kind of slipped and I grabbed it by the hood, and the pin's holding the hood. You can't see it unless you look into it, but so
that's cool. I love that. I love them.
But I was like, oh crud! I broke the.
Oh, you're in trouble with Raquel. You broke something.
Yeah, I broke something. Yeah, I wasn't happy. I was gonna try to see if I can fix it. You can't tell when the hood's down. It's only if you go to, open the hood. But yeah.
As number 6 had says, oh dear, it looks like we're in trouble with the headmaster.
Yeah. Spider-Man has restless legs syndrome. Yeah.
Brigadier, I think our past is catching up with us.
So here we go. Here's this is actually plastic, although you might not be able to tell, but it's actually a Spider-Man bank. Excuse me, thing bank.
Bowen is Brian Boland's an artist. Steve, actually, he is great, but I think with these statues he's talking about is Randy Bowen.
Yep.
Who did that last? Not this one. He did the last bust. He did.
Yeah, we'll show. I have some links to websites. We'll go show those. The
Bowen statues, in my opinion, are the best. I mean,
yeah.
I only have the FF ones, but he's done so much. That's amazing, dude.
It's just a bank that I found. I think at like like a Walmart or something, and
wow,
really, it's a nice,
cool.
Paint job is good, and wasn't what I don't think it was expensive. Let's see what it's saying at the bottom of it. Is that let me see. I
washed lightweight there.
Yeah, let's see. Because Raquel, I was worried about dusting.
Nice.
This is all wet. Yeah. So
Oops.
Let me get the water out. It's all plastic, so it's all good. So what is this? This is thing bust bank marble made in China monogram. That's the SKU, I guess you could. I mean, it's Monogram International. So that's an old toy, but it's got no money in it. Let's see, where's the coin slot? Yep. So shake nothing in there. Come on, I need some cash here. Well, actually, we're talking things. So let's see if I can get my Bowen statue safely down off the top here.
Bowen's incredible. I mean, is he still doing statues? I mean,
they lost the license. So I think they're not doing any now. Yeah. But since we're doing the bus, let's see if I got to take. Got some little guys on top of Benji here. Let's see. Black Widow might fall over, but she's plastic. This one hasn't been dusted in a while. I'm in trouble.
Oops.
So not a bust. But,
yeah. That's the one I got. That's fantastic. Fantastic Four. These came out like late 90s or something like that. These Bowen statues for the FF.
Yeah.
Something like that. Late 90s, early 2000s. But that's my like I said, I can't afford Bowen statues. I can't. So it's a rabbit hole I could not go down, but I had to have the FF one. So back then, of course, I was a lot better off anyway. Yeah. And I had to have them all. They connect, by the way. The base of them, when you get all four, they connect at the base, as you know. For those who don't know.
Yeah, so you had I'm not going to take them down now, but
I showed you a picture of them.
Yeah, you got the Torch, Invisible Woman. There was two versions of Invisible Woman. So you had one that was clear, and then you had one that's she's her legs are disappearing.
Yep, that's the one I have. The one with the clear, the invisible legs. And I'm a leg guy, so that disappoints me a little bit. Like me some legs, but
Yeah.
this is fantastic. I mean, this is a fantastic. I guess is that considered a pun because it's AFF, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's great. I love it.
So
Believe me, I want them all. But since if I had to pick one of all the statues they've done, and I want them all, I'm glad I got this one.
Yeah, it's
beautiful. Yeah.
Fun. And this was the first statue I got, so I have a picture of me getting this from my birthday probably, and whenever it came out in the 90s, and I told my kind of God bless Mrs. D, but it's like, if you don't buy this for me for my birthday, I'm gonna buy it anyway, kind of thing. So no, but not that bad, but it was on the list. But yep.
Yes.
So so Pat S says, Mark, when are you going to start cataloging your collection? Yeah, maybe start with the spreadsheet. Actually, I did start doing that with. I've got to do a couple more unboxing videos. Toys from the attic, and I did have a spreadsheet from years ago. I was adding the figures on because it's sometimes you want do I have that one and I have a pretty small house. So I've just I've shown my office before. It's really not that big. It's maybe 10 by 10 or so everything is crammed in here, and you can only show so much stuff. So. What I did was just, I've got boxes and boxes of stuff in the attic, and I don't have them labeled. So what I could do is label them. Like I found, I didn't know I had that Andorian. I think Raquel was on the stream. I'm like, I didn't know I had that, and it was from the episode where you guys had just reviewed, that weekend there. Which
who got destroyed?
Who got destroyed? So I'm like,
why they would do that figure of all things?
Yeah, because we noticed it had the chair, the torture, it was supposed to be therapy chair,
Yeah, and he also had the pink what is it, the shawl thing or whatever, the weird. Why they chose that to do as a figure just shows you that the people who make these decisions at some of these toy companies, they don't know anything. They look at an episode or they look at a picture online. Oh, we'll tell you that. Well, that was before there was internet with that one, but
yeah. But it was that was a crazy decision. But I forgot that I had, and I also had Kurt from the City on the Edge of Forever. A couple of figures that you forget. So so it's a good excuse to start going through things and finding what you have. And I kind of did stop buying figures for a long time too, because the Marvel Legends line came out, and you probably were buying a bunch of those too. I've seen yours when they first came out with the 6-inch figure. Oh, there was that first bunch of series were awesome, and then they had some great figures, and the prices were pretty cheap too. I remember, weren't they like $10 when they first came out, or $12?
Yeah, they were nothing like now. And I think I told you this. I got a buddy of mine. Somewhere like late 90s and the early 2000s, we would have long conversations because we're ridiculous, sad geeks that way about, man, I wish they would do a figure of fill in the blank, because we were talking about certain characters that were never in our wildest imaginations thought would ever get a figure. If they'd ever do one, because you think of this character or that character, and now they've pretty much done every single character you could imagine. But at that point, we're like, they're not going to do a figure of so-and-so. Wouldn't it be great if they did a figure of, and again, there were tons of it. It was endless. Many, many years later, when that started happening, we would even reminisce that. We go, remember when we used to say, I don't think they'll ever do this character or that character. And then they did, which is cool, by the way. That's not a complaint. It's just something I never thought would happen. Yeah.
No, it's so amazing. Yeah, because like they have like Psycho Man. There's a figure for Psycho Man. That's
the Toy Biz did that in the 90s. Yeah, I have that. That's because of the cartoon, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of an obscure, like what are the? Right. You'd ask me in the, as reading, oh, they're gonna do a Psycho Man figure someday. You'd be like, oh, that's not. And I have the She-Hulk as the Fantastic Four uniform. I guess that was a Chase figure. That's pretty. But now everything's so common now. It's like.
But we would talk about how, like, what was it? My friend I was telling you about, he does a lot of custom because he's a big Golden Age fan, and there are still some unbelievably obscure Golden Age characters that have never been done that he's done customs of. And remember, I was telling you a couple of weeks ago that he put a couple of them on eBay, and the bids went through the roof on them. Some guy he called me up, says, "Oh my God, someone just offered $70 for this character," and then and I said, at first I said, "Really? That's a lot." He said, "Yeah," and I said, "Wait a minute, isn't that one of your customs?" Because it's so obscure a character that no one's even heard of. I say that and no one's even going to hear it. I can't remember which one it was now.
Yep.
And there were like 3 or 4 of them they just put up there that he started the bidding at $4 or $5.
Wow.
Now he customized them, and people. I mean, he ended up like 60, 70 bucks, and he was like, maybe I should put some more. I need some money, and he needs money. And he said,
Yeah.
and I said, yeah, put those bitches up there. Start the bidding at 40, 50 bucks. No, I don't want to do that. So I said, screw that. You spend all the time making these. These are ones of a kind.
One of a kind. Yeah, you're an artist.
Put them up there and get the money for them, because if they're willing to pay it, they're willing to pay it. I mean, you need it. And these are customs. Customs are always expensive.
Yeah, I mean, you think of how much time it takes you to do. When I make something, it takes a lot of time. I mean, just I'll show some of the 3D printed stuff, and then you gotta. I mean, it's fun. It's a labor of love, but you gotta. If you're like Steve Mitchum, you're gonna design the sculpt, and you've got to do. Spend a couple hours, maybe create or more. A couple hours maybe is short. Creating the character. So, or you're downloading it from like a Thingiverse or a website that I'll show in a second. And then you've got to go set up the printer. You've got to slice it. Got to know how to use the program. You got to get to set it up. Then you got to send it to the printer. You got to make sure the printer doesn't jam or do something. It's not like it's like today, kind of like if we go to a copy machine and we make a copy, you're like, oh, that's pretty easy. Like everyone's got a copy machine in their house. But in the 70s when we had our business, I remember we had the first copy machine. It was you had to lease it, and God knows how much it cost, and it had like this crazy chemical you had to put in it, and like these crazy blue. It was like in between. It wasn't like the blueprint. That's why they call it blueprint or blueprint, because it was actually the chemicals. But it was like this crazy horrible copy machine, or like the first fax machine we had. Barely, it had like a paper, and it barely worked. And of course now the fax is totally obsolete. But you take things. It's like Arthur C. Clarke. What paraphrasing his quote, anything sufficiently advanced appears to be magic. So I should come back to the 50s and said I can print my own thing bust. My God, how could you do make your own toy and then paint it? How could you do that? So it's but yeah, your friend, there's some amazing talented people. If you go on eBay, it's like, so you figure if you spend even a couple hours, and then people want to have that custom figure too, the figure that no one has. So like if you go on eBay, you can see there's a lot of even custom figures that people have done with the trench coat and the glasses you can buy and add them to figures and different poses. And
he'd tell me all the stuff he would do to make these figures.
Ton of work.
And it was excuse me. And he it was, man, I couldn't do that. I mean, I'm talking about all kind of crazy stuff where he would buy Marvel Legends or the DC whatever DC Legends figure, whatever they were called. When they were still doing them. And he would boil the heads in water so they could come off and do the crazy stuff like that, switch heads on characters, paint them and do all this kind of stuff and create these really obscure characters that are because he knows all these characters from the Golden Age, many of which are public domain, that no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, no, it's incredible, incredible stuff. Yeah.
But dude, when I had to make my rule up against collecting action figures anymore a good number of years ago, because it just got too expensive and there were too many I wanted, I said there will only be exceptions if it's something I just really have to have. So the few times I did it, it was if it were a character, I'm like, I can't believe they did an action figure that I had that, like Union Jack a couple years ago. 2 years ago they did Union Jack. I just had to have
it. Well, yeah, you can't not. Yeah, it's like you got to. And then what's fun is you make like a superhero group, like say like the Defenders or
I did that.
Or, something like that. You want to have the Defenders or the Champions.
Right.
Some fun.
Champions would be cool. You got to have. You can do it, but it'd be.
I think they probably point. And the Retro Blasting, was he talking about trying to make the original X-Men from X-Men Giant Size, and it took years before he finally had. I guess what was missing was Storm was missing.
But this is set.
But I think he said for years though there wasn't a set. Or I watched the video that you were on with him about Pride of the X-Men. I think.
Yeah. He wanted to do one from the Pride of the X-Men.
Oh, that's what he was trying to do. Okay, yeah.
And he did. He got them all finally. They just recently did like the Storm and he wanted that. He did have that Dazzler, I think.
Dazzler was maybe Dazzler was one of the last ones. Yeah, but it's it's like, well, why don't you guys just come up with the set? It's people will buy it. X-Men is super popular, so it's take our money, please.
Well, it just came out with like a Thunderbird one and some box set, and there was a Storm. He had to find those, but yeah, he wanted to get those. That's right. Yeah, sometimes you have to do that. They do have a giant size X-Men 1 set. I have that one. I know you have that one.
Yeah, so you got to buy, or sometimes you got to buy you got to buy a set, and then take that one figure out of the set to match it up with with everything else. Yeah.
Well, DC Direct, remember for the longest time, they started doing stuff that we were shocked, and I had to buy them all when they did. We would say stuff like, "Man, I wish they do it." I bet they'll never do Jonah Hex. What happens a few years later when we were having that conversation? They did Jonah Hex, so I had to have him. Boom. This really started. It was hot and heavy, like in the early 2000s, in the early aughts.
Yeah,
we would say, "Wow, DC," because they did the Silver Age, some of the Silver Age Legion superheroes. They did, and I got them all, of course. But I mean, they do. They did. I mean, they would do. Like I said, they would do characters I would never thought. They did the JSA. With some nice. They did a lot of nice stuff back then, of characters, DC and DC and Marvel. And of course, I love Astro City. I'm the last person left who loves and touts Astro City. They only did 3 figures from that, but I got them all. Of course. Yep. And they're not really worth that much now either because no one cares about it but me. But at least I got them, and I wish they'd done the rest of them. But they're customs, some I would like to see customs of those.
Yeah, but but say you love Astro City, maybe you would buy. If you saw that, maybe you'd say, "Oh, I gotta have these. Gotta buy." And
they planned a couple and didn't do them. Yeah.
Yeah, but I stopped. Then they went to the 4.5 inch line in Marvel Legends, or when they switched after a while to a different scale, and I stopped buying because the figures were more money and smaller. I hated that. The 4 inch scale. So 6 inch seems like it's taking 6 inches much better. Mike Retroblast was saying that scale's taking over right now. So
yeah, it is. And then I got I don't know why DC's dragging their feet and they don't do any more of the DC Universe ones because they were doing some good ones. But Marvel Legends, even though they do stupid crap sometimes. Like I said, I had to have Nighthawk because I like him from the Defenders. Now they need to do Valkyrie. My friend I was telling you about, he's trying to get the Sinister Six because he's got all these they've done all but Sandman for some reason.
Yeah.
So he's got the whole Spidey, almost a lot of the Spidey villains, even some of them that aren't. And I do have an old Sandman figure from the old days, but he wants them to do a new one. Well, do that, and you'll have the Sinister Six. They won't do it. He's got the rest of them there out. He showed me the picture. They all look great. They just don't do any. There's no rhyme or reason. Oh, they did Master of Kung Fu about a year or two ago, Shang-Chi, and I just it was so off the wall. I had to have it, and then, but they didn't have his. They had him without a shirt.
Yeah, so you want him
with his top. So I had the old Shang-Chi from this shorter for the KB did in the 90s, but he's got for some reason he had a cloth robe thing. I put that on my new one.
Yeah, so it looks like the character from the
ridiculous. Let's see, I got what did I get? Of course, I did get Black Bolt. See, I got a few recently, but not as many as they come out with. But sometimes I can't resist. I can't wait for that Nova figure that's supposed to be out anytime. That's out. I think it might be out in Canada. Another Walgreens exclusive. Ugh.
Yeah, it's another exclusive. Yeah, so I did buy hail to Jed who's in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. I did break. So I was joking, and we said I had an action figure moratorium, and we think alike too. So I kind of said I've got just so many. It's got to be.
It's got to be important.
Got to be like the Fantastic Four related or something really, really, really cool. Or I bought a bunch of the Arrow. I loved Arrow. I'm watching it with my son. So when that first came out, I bought a bunch of the Arrow figures, and I was buying him some Flash and figures. So I got, of course, Medusa is a classic.
I need to get that one. That's at I keep seeing it at Walgreens, but they won't drop the price on it.
Yeah, so I picked this up on eBay. I got to leave the seller a good rating.
Oh, was it too expensive?
But it was because it wasn't. It was about $20. But
that's what it is at Walgreens.
The box is a little damaged.
And hell with the box.
And I don't care that much about the box, so
I have all the Inhumans from Toy Biz, so you got that one now. So
yeah, so I figured she was a member of the FF too for a time.
She was. That's a decent figure. Black Bolt's really good. I got a couple of that one for some reason. So I think Buddy Mine gave me the Black Bolt. It's Submariner. But
Yeah. And I got a soft spot for redheads, so
well, we love redheads.
So
Yeah, I love Medusa. But
No, yeah.
Walgreens exclusives are kind of annoying, but I guess in a sense maybe they're easier to find than Target stuff sometimes, because Target people wait outside of that Target when it opens up and goes and buy them all up. They go buy them all up there. It's kind of tough to get it.
Yeah,
Like they have a
it's
new Red Skull figure out that now that's making the rounds, and I'm probably never going to be able to find. I couldn't find Kang. A buddy of mine did,
yeah.
but I had to order that Thanos that just came out a couple months ago.
Say we're buying him. I just wanted to give a JT Kirk a shout out. So he's headed to the hardware store going to Lurk mode. So have a good rest of the Friday, and good luck on whatever house project. I'm assuming it's a house project that you think is going to take a half hour and is going to end up taking 3 hours. I hope that doesn't happen to you, but that's usually what happens to me. I'm like, go to fix something, and it always takes long. Not trying to jinx you, JT. Sorry.
Be good, JT. Good to see you, man. As always, appreciate you.
So I picked up from the same eBay seller.
There you go.
So I've got to complete the
That's
legends.
a good one.
I'm trying to get. Let me turn the light off. This light off.
Dude, if you can't get that thing, what I'm going to find, I may have a friend that has an extra one because I want you got to have it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys don't have a Walgreens up there or something, or just
no? But I then when I checked, it was out of stock. That I missed it, and I was.
It was 2018, and I think, and everyone was going 19, whatever it was, and everyone was going nuts on that figure, and everyone was panicking, thought we wouldn't find it. Not that one, the thing one. Yeah.
The thing one, yeah.
Yeah, Sue, you can still find it someplace, and Reed, you can still find, and Johnny, you can still find it.
In the store, right? In the store.
Yeah, in Walgreens, at least down here, sometime.
Yeah, yeah. I think I bought one. I think I have Mr. Fantastic, but it's the black. Is it the black uniform? So that's not the Walgreens one with the black uniform.
No, that's not Walgreens, though. That's just like a Walmart.
That's
I hate
the standard. Yeah, the
I
black.
hate the
I hate the black one, but I think I got
I do
it.
too.
I got it.
And he's got that stupid beard.
Yeah, it doesn't. So this has got Herb. You see that it got it a little bit cheaper because the box was
Oh, that's cool.
Damage, but like I'm gonna take these out of the box anyway. So, and the nice thing about this line now, at least you can take them out of the box, which is good. So you can just cut the tape and slide them out.
Yep. They're still, man, they make these boxes like maximum security. They're such a pain in the ass to get shit out of there.
Yeah, but at least you can open up like the old, the old figures, like the first. Let me grab my Dr. Doom here.
I got that Silver Surfer one they did too.
So this
recently,
it's like these old the old figures.
Yeah, buddy. Isn't that the one we did? That's the old Toy Biz, or?
Yeah, the old toys. You had to ruin.
Yeah,
you want to take them out of the box. You're kind of ruining the packaging. So
you do, but I took them out anyway.
Yeah. Doom Escape, but yeah, just to show. Yeah, So that's why I think they're making them now with those, with that type of packaging. Thing. Yeah, so you can slide it. You can slide them out.
Yep.
So let me share my screen here. So I'm going to show a couple of website things that I found. Let's just do full screen here. So this is another Invincible Studios bust. So I put all these links in the show notes.
Wow.
So that's awesome too. And
face is kind of weird, but I like that. I love the logo thingy.
Yeah, he's got the logo thing. That's actually something I could 3D print and paint. Yeah, that would be cool.
That's amazing.
But this, and I like him with the mouth closed, because sometimes there's one you'll show with the teeth. It's like the thing with big teeth doesn't look look great. So we got the
Alex Ross.
I've got that one. I forgot to show that one. Where is that? Where's
the Alex Ross one? That's one you have.
Well, one of them. Oh, I think I was dusting it. I'm gonna be right back. Hold on.
All right, number one. I
gotta show that one. Yeah, hold on.
Raquel's back with snacks. Oh, what do we got, Raquel? I just had some leftovers of my mom's wonderful jambalaya from last night, so I had that again today. I love it when we have jambalaya because I get to have it 2 days in a row at least. My mom makes that. It's great stuff. Mark will return, so I should have had it for him. Let's see here. JT had to run, but we appreciate you, man. How many friends are still here? Of course, the great Pat S. What you doing, man? How you been? Let's do it in Humans TV show. Oh, but that Inhumans show sucked. They cut her hair. They cut her hair. They cut her beautiful hair up. Exactly, Pat S. They do that terrible Inhumans show that was on ABC. You take the beautiful Medusa with her wonderful magical hair, and you friggin' cut it. Oh, Steve, I'm sorry. You can't get jambalaya there? I'll mail you some next time, buddy. It wasn't her best one last night, but usually it's really fantastic. But even her lesser jambalaya is great. If she's always asking me what my favorite thing she makes, I think jambalaya might be my favorite thing, but it's close. Outside of Thanksgiving dinner that she makes, the Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner, I think my favorite thing my mom makes is the jambalaya, but it's close because there are a lot of other things I love too. It's tough to pick, but I think that's the one. And she'll sit there and ask us like a million times. Every now and then she'll just start asking the same questions. Which ones? What do you like the most? Well, this jambalaya she didn't have it that flavory, so that's what you got Tony Cheseries for. That's very true, Pat. That's no such thing as a small batch of jambalaya. And do you put Tony Cheseries on it there? Does anyone know what Tony Cheseries is outside of Louisiana? I do. I know Pat knows what it is. You could put that on anything. You could get some Cheseries, and if you went to Popeyes, for example, and they were out of spicy, you could get mild and bring it home and put Cheseries on it. Although at Popeyes, you should order spicy. Because if you're gonna, you may as well. If you're gonna regret you're gonna regret eating Popeyes no matter what you do. So you may as well get the spicy. The green box, yep, the green thingy, yeah. Love some Cheseries. Often imitated, never duplicated. I'm Irish and make bread pudding, says Raquel. Bread pudding. Yeah, I like bread pudding. My mom makes it pretty good sometimes. My favorite is my mom's banana pudding. Well, that and for my birthday, she makes me the same cake that I love every year, which is basically very simple. It's chocolate cake with the white icing on it. Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah, it's simple. The simple things, Although she makes great chess pie too. That's pretty good. That's damn good. So even though everyone loves Louisiana food, my favorite is just the traditional Thanksgiving and Christmas meal. And she makes the turkey and dressing, and that's my favorite of all of it. Ooh. Hey, it moved. Mud pie. There you go. Have you had Mississippi mud? Oh, there you go. I thought I'd lost you there for a minute, dude.
I'm back. Yep. Sorry. It was on the shelf. And
oh, okay. Well, hey, by the way, we had Mississippi mud the other day. Have you had Mississippi mud? That's greatness.
Nice.
Oh wow, this is the Alex Ross one.
Yep, the little one. Yep. So I just washed him, so he's a little wet. He needed a shower. He was full of dust. But it's a good thing it's showing these things off, and well, it wasn't too bad. But you got all these statues. You can't even go in there with a duster because you're gonna knock everything over. So
look who's here. The wonderful, the beautiful Purple Valkyrie. Purple, what's up?
Hey, Purple. Great to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday. Yep. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, always great to see you, Perp. She's wonderful. We're just looking at some figures and geeking out about toys and stuff.
Yep. So this guy is Bowen.
That's a tiny one there.
That's a tiny one. Yep. So but it's. Let's see, let me turn them the right way. That would help. Yep.
Purple's got the greatest Dr. Doom statue ever.
His Dr. Doom is amazing. I think that's quarter scale.
It's gigantic. And they have we're talking about busts here today. I saw a Dr. Doom bust on, I guess, Instagram or something the other day that looks unbelievable. I mean, again, it's not as cool as the one she has, because Purple has a gigantic with the full thing of it. Still, as busts go, there's a Doom statue that's really a Doom bust is really amazing.
So yeah, she's got a incredible. And that's of course. Hopefully, you guys all watch and subscribe to Purple, and she's got that in the. Dr. Doom is always watching over her in the morning. So yeah, that's good, good stuff. Yep.
Like Steve says, we're classed to join up here. We have two beautiful ladies here with us.
Yep, that's
Purple.
That's for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that one. Yep. So let me show everyone. I'll show. Let me share the internet sites that I found here. So let's go back to that. So this one was Invincible Studios. I've never seen this one in person.
No,
but that
like I say, there's something kind of weird about the face, but still, it's pretty cool. I would get that one.
A little ape-like, I think there, but maybe it's just
the
lighting.
Face. Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe a little bit the lighting. I think maybe it's kind of, but he's got the ridge. Maybe sometimes the ridge can be too big.
Coolest thing is that logo thing, but yeah.
This one I love, yeah. So if you've seen that I've used that logo a lot, and it's a GIF too. So it's a smoking GIF.
Yep, that's from a cover of a. Was that a Mike Rowengo or somebody? I think maybe he did that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who that one is. Yep. So and then this is a cool. I've seen this sample. I think this was one of the statues they were going to do. I think if I click on it, I think that's.
Oh wow.
That's cool. Yep. So I think. Oh, that's a sideshow. Yes, yeah, so I've got a couple of clips to show of that.
Nice. Whoa.
Sideshow.
Sideshow. Yeah. Oh my God.
So I think I'm trying to see what that.
Well, that's a weird one there. Sideshow.
Yeah. There's
okay.
One,
that's it. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. So he's got the teeth there. So that's that was an expensive one. I think they made 500 of them or 1,000. Yeah. Or it's $2,400 right now. Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah. So yeah, here's the Alex Ross. I think they're calling this life size. So
that's close to the one you have.
Oh, that's the one I have. I guess. Yeah, that's
like the one you have to me.
Yeah, that's it. I guess. Right. Yeah, Alex.
It's an Alex Ross one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, so it is Alex Ross. Like on the box had something different. Oh, $850. Oh my God! If Mrs. D sees that, it's gonna be sold.
I hope Mrs. D's not watching.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Wow.
Oh wow.
Is that a custom one or is that?
Well, it's got to have been with a Stogie. Marvel doesn't let. Remember, they stopped in their comics. They won't even let Wolverine or Nick Fury or Ben smoke a cigar now because they're a bunch of pansies.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Especially if Wolverine has a healing factor, and it's
it's just so stupid.
And kids aren't going to smoke cigars. I mean,
no. And Jesus Christ, it's a comic book. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, I have that dynamic forces. Yep,
that's a pretty good. Like I say, that's man. Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now in person. Yep, that's a good one. Yep. So let's go to let's see. This is a 3D printed thing bust. So I'll show. I've printed that one, but this person who did it, he did a great job. I guess he printed the cover in the background and put the.
That's FF 126, the retelling of the origin called The Way It Began, and that's the one the comic they reprinted the Power Records FF, which I first got as a kid.
That's the one.
Yeah, that's the reprint. So John Buscema reprint, and that's how I learned to read those Power Records, and that was the first Fantastic Four comic I ever got.
Great.
Even though it wasn't this issue, it was a reprint of this issue right after it came out, but it was Power Records. You know, it came with the book and record. Remember those?
Yeah, so this is a reprint here. Yeah, so World's
Greatest.
No, that
comic there's not a reprint.
Oh, that's not a reprint. That's not a reprint. Okay, but it was
the Power
a reprint.
Records version of it is. And this is
I gotcha.
It's John Buscema retelling the origin of FF #1 mostly.
Nice. Yeah. So this is a 3D print. So I printed this, and I'll show. I'm at home now, so I have it at work actually.
There's another angle from it right there too.
Yeah. So that's another angle. Yeah, the person did. I love that what he did. I might steal that or give him credit with
that's a great
background.
Yeah, that looks cool.
With the background, yeah, that's a nice.
Love that background.
Job. Like this one, I don't think I've seen that one. Before. Oh, it's a 3D print. It says 3D print. It's a little too bulky, too hulky.
Bulky, but
that's cool.
I guess that's probably, even though he wasn't that rocky after the accident when they crash landed, I guess that's what it's meant to represent.
Yeah, maybe
unless it's trying to be ultimate or something. I don't know, but I mean, because he's all ripped up right there.
So you can buy this model for $35, which is great. Yeah, you support the artist that spent all that time and that's a bargain when you think about it.
Yeah.
So here's another STL file. It says that you could 3D print the thing. That looks kind of like the movie one.
That's true. The head was too small on that one.
Yeah, and then this is the bank that I have. Yep.
Is that
Tim
one?
and Earth. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
$15.
Nice.
But yeah, but that was
that's
for $15.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad. And then this is
I like that other bust right there on the right, all the way to the right corner, top.
Yep. Is this
nice.
Gentle Giant? Yep.
That's not bad.
When did this come out? Yep. Doesn't say yet, but that was
I've been
so
thanks for
thanks.
Huh?
Rod is saying we dragged him away from Midnight's Edge. I've been here since. Well, I appreciate that. Those guys are awesome too. But thanks
we love those guys. Oh yeah, cool.
Thanks for hanging. Thank you for hanging with us. Yep. So here's that's that Legends. That's the Walgreens, I think, right?
That's the Walgreens, but with the black pants.
Yeah, with the black. Yeah. So I guess the Walgreens was the blue. Yeah. So
you got the Walgreens. There you go, right there at the level, all the way to the right. That's the Walgreens one. If you can.
Yeah, it's Pinterest. So
see, I got to be honest with you. I bought it, of course. But I don't like it a lot. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not like not one I thought was great or anything. I don't know about you, but.
Well, I think the body should be. This part is weird here with the body. It should be a little bit more bulked out.
I see way worse. Believe me. But yeah.
This head is maybe better with the frown like that.
Of that line, Reed and Sue are the best because me with the torch. I can't stand the way they do the torch sometimes. Yeah, with his flaming, spiky flame hair and all that kind of stuff. I'm just peculiar about it.
Yeah, well, they always try to do it.
See that there? The big version of that is the one I saw at Target that I won't touch because it's a pop vinyl.
Yeah,
but everyone, as soon as a friend saw me, look, black eyes on the thing, no way. And
you got to paint it. You paint it. You repaint it yourself. Actually, I'm looking at that now. Now you mention that, I got to get my paintbrush out and paint some blue eyes on there. You can't have a thing, because he's next to the tick on my shelf. So the tick, I'm noticing that. Yeah,
is that the normal size one there though?
I'm not sure. It must be for $15. Yeah, because
there's a real big one, and everyone was saying, "Oh man, you're gonna want this because it's the gigantic thing." And I said, it's a Pop Funko? No. Again, any of you who are into Pop Funkos, no offense, I just don't like them.
Yep. That's not your thing, pardon the pun. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one.
So this is really cool.
The teeth are kind of weird, but it's cool.
That's yeah. And that's
I'm not so sure he has normal teeth. They should be always kind of rocks.
Yeah, that was the one thing that people were debating, I think,
It's nice though, I like it.
If that showed up at your door, you're not gonna say,
I have it. But it ain't gonna be showing up at my door anytime soon. Look at that. I mean,
limited to 150 copies. So that's
shit.
So that's and what is that? 2,000 euros, I guess. I don't know what that translates to.
I suppose.
So that's.
Does our boy have that one, or our boy Elton's got that one?
I don't know. We'll
LSU.
ask him.
LSU Tigers. Look at that.
Let's see what we got here. Let's see. We got some Marvel.
You can tell in Louisiana, I said LSU. That's what they say down there. You're not allowed to say. See, down here, Louisiana State University, they're in LSU. That's how you say it. If you say LSU, you get excommunicated.
Oh, this is a French website, I think. Yep. So it's looks like it's French. Yep. So it's life size. It's called Life Size Universe. Yep. So. Really big stuff. Yeah, so comics. Let's see.
Yeah,
it's always fun to do this stuff. But see Marvel. See if anything come up from. Here we go. Yeah, so these are. If anyone remembers Sharper Image back in the day, they used to have some big life size. I remember they had like Darth Vader. They had Han Solo and Carbonite.
Oh yeah. You're right.
So you go to the mall and they would have like one or two of them there, and you could buy them, for like $5,000. I guess they must have been for people and lived in Hollywood who had big houses and could put but like you could get a life size Black Panther. Wow.
I know a guy down here that collects nothing but props, big, really expensive props, and he's not that super rich, but he does well for himself, and he collects all of the movie stuff, and he's got big Predator, life size Predators, and all these other type things from movies and stuff. And he probably went to Sharper Image a lot back then, but
yeah. So how much? 208 centimeters. How much is that in feet? Let's see. It's saying it's life. Oh, I guess there's an English version here. Yeah, so it's 6 feet 8 inches tall.
I think 6 footer. Holy
That's
crap.
6 feet 8 inches tall. Yep.
Wow.
So imagine that
crazy.
showing up at your door. Hey, oh dear, I thought I was buying the 6-inch version. Sorry, it's 6 feet. It's kind of like March of the Wooden Soldiers. I remembers that with Laurel and Hardy,
Wow.
right? We ordered 6. What was the joke? They ordered 6-inch soldiers, and they built them 6 feet tall.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I mean, if I had a big enough, we're gonna need a bigger house. Yeah. So here's that life size thing. Yeah, Thanos. How big is Thanos? Was even bigger, right? Because he's 280 centimeters.
Oh.
Raquel can translate that for us, but let's see, 280 centimeters is let's see here. That's sick. Wow.
You know, I got to tell you, I love some of the movies we talked about because I did this show the other night with Michael Retro-Blasting. But when it comes to figures of any kind, I want them comic book. I don't really care about movie figures much.
Yeah,
just me.
But that's the most popular. Yeah, that's right now. That's the most popular. So it's
yeah. I'm just saying this.
That's
just
what
me.
they do.
Just but me. I like the comic version.
That figure was almost 10 feet tall.
Amazing. Oh, that Batman Arkham license. That's pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen in the mall in the Mohegan Sun. They had a pop culture store, and they had a couple of these figures that were life size. They were really amazing. There's some photos of them.
Wow.
And they had, I think they had Catwoman there, life size. So yeah, and they had them in the display. So you're walking through the casino and all you see Catwoman there. Yeah,
too bad it's from Dark Knight Retires.
Yeah, but she's drawn well, as they say.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's cute and all, but she's no Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, if anyone's seen that scene with Michelle Pfeiffer with a whip, that's great stuff. They were just released that for
I saw that
making the rounds again. Yeah,
new scene, or added. I mean, a deleted scene thingy or something, right?
And she's using the whip. She'd give Indiana Jones a run for his money. Yep. This is from the comic.
So what you want about that movie? She's Michelle Pfeiffer's pretty nice in that.
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so they've got some amazing.
I think next week on the Global Geek, I think I need to show my pictures that I took at the Superman Museum.
Well, that's cool.
In Metropolis, dude, we got to go there one day.
That'll be fun, yeah.
I want to go back.
So here's the thing bust that Tom, I'm not pronouncing his name, Quach. I'm sorry, Koch. I'm not sorry butchering your name, but beautiful job on this sculpt.
Yeah.
And so I printed a bunch of these. I printed a really big size, and so this is 3D printed, and I'm just showing the pictures of the person. So the great thing on the 3D printer is you can just scale these up to whatever size you want to print. So I printed like a small one, and then he's got the base here that snaps in. So here's some of the pictures of this one I think we had seen.
Wow.
So people had done this. They painted in. Oh, that's the gold and silver. Yep. So use gold filament. Well, it's not real gold, but it's like a gold color.
Pat S. Yeah, animated series. Yeah, that too. But I mean, I'm just a comic. You know what I mean? Look, I love a lot of the movies here and there, but me, it's comics. And of course, yes, animation I consider to be this close, cousin to comics. So yes. Yeah. RN Raymond's here. What's up, buddy?
Oh hell, hey Raymond. Yep, great to be here. Thank you for being here. Yep. So there's another. I should show the one that my buddy Chris painted. I've shown it before, but it's at work, and he did a beautiful job painting for me. That's you got the skill of drawing it and creating it, and then you got the skill of painting it. So yeah, that's that other person had done. I like that paint job with the blue.
Love that
nice
job
with the blue eyes. Yep. Let's zoom in on that. Yep. So kudos to that person who did that nice paint job.
Absolutely. Man, there's nothing I love more than a Bronze Age comic cover, I must say.
Yep.
Nice.
So Look at that. He printed the 4. Yep. That's pretty cool. Yep. I'm sure he's going to paint those. You paint the background white first, then you go to do blue. I was asking my friend Chris how to do eyes, the technique to painting. There's a special technique to painting eyes. I'm forgetting. I think you did the blue first and then the white. He was showing me how to how to paint because I'm not a paint. I'm a hack, but he's an artist, so he's showing me
Dude,
the technique.
Amazing stuff, man.
That's beautiful. See that? Yeah, he's got how nice the eyes are there. That's awesome.
The ever-loving blue-eyed thing, folks. Blue eyes.
Yeah, he's got to be blue. Yep. So that's before him. Yeah, that's before and after. So the person did a really nice, great job on those eyes there. Yeah,
blue-eyed Benji. I love me some Benji.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one there.
Yeah, that's go back to that. Yep. So I got to
one before that, maybe. Also. Yeah, that's nice shot right there. So,
and the good thing about printing the thing is kind of a rough, 3D printing is never, perfect unless you sand. You can go crazy and sand it and really do a lot of work on it, but it's not, not going to be. I think that's the first one. It's not going to be perfect, but then something like the thing, or like I did the Doomsday Machine, it kind of it works because it's kind of a rough, craggy character. It's perfect for that. Oh, no, this one I haven't seen before. Let's see, what's this one?
Now, Steve, even if people did cry when Bambi's mother died, we all laughed when Godzilla stepped on Bambi.
Right? That's a new one that's new to my mini factory. And this looks like it's resin printed. So resin, you get a little bit nicer finish. You can get more detail in a resin.
Yeah.
Resin printer. So what it does, it actually it prints upside down. So this is curing the resin right now too. So you use ultraviolet light and you cure the resin, and then what you do is you put it in an hour in one of these chambers. So it's soft until you cure it. So there's the resin, and it actually prints upside down. So you put it on a plate and think of it like you're dipping into the water or the solution. And it's electrifying, and it's doing one level at a time. So it keeps adding, but it prints upside down. It's really funky. If let me try to Google something and see if I can find it. But 3D resin printing. Let's see, resin print. Oh, my keyboard's kind of coming back now.
Purple was asking, how long does it take to print these things?
Well, it's all based on the size. So, I printed. I was printing for Fat Steve, and I was printing a pen holder yesterday. And the body, I'll show that too. The body of Darth Vader took 7 hours, but then the head took 30 minutes. So if you've got something that's say 5 or 6 inches tall, it's probably about an hour an inch, because the nozzle is really, really small. So it's just adding a little teeny bit each time that it goes through. So it's really a long process. But of course, it's not meant to really print a ton of the stuff. It's you're just trying to get those prints. You're making 1 off or 2 off or that kind of thing. It's meant to just be for fun or for art. So this is Thomas Solander. He's got some great videos. So I'm just gonna skim just to see if he shows. Just want to see how it prints so you can see.
A buddy of mine with his 3D printer has made a Dr. Doom mask, by the way. Pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I've got a pretty big printer, so one thing I'm gonna try to do is do some of the the Mandalorian or that Dr. Doom one I've seen, and there's some great
stuff. He also made a Boba Fett helmet.
Yep, that's been really popular to print too. Let's see. So I'm skimming here, but show us. Chloe's doing cleaning and curing parts. Let me let's see. Is he showing how it prints? That's what happens when you're trying to find. Let me zoom out of here. Let's see. 3D resin printer. Let's just see what it or a time lapse. I mean, I'll give it some just to show everyone how it works. Yeah, and this is another. Uncle Jesse's got some great stuff. Here we go. Uncle Jesse won't mind if we show a couple. So this is basically it prints upside down. So see how cool that is. So it's going into the goo, as they call it, and it's coming out. And those are all the supports holding everything up. So that's on my list eventually of something to love to buy.
Yeah,
to buy one of these someday.
The Snort Man's here.
Hey, Snortopoopas. We need Raquel on to yell Snortopoopas.
Yep.
Whenever I read his name, I hear Raquel's voice yelling Snortopoopas.
I hear Raquel yelling it now. I can hear.
Yeah.
I love it.
So
wow,
that's
look at that. That's cool.
So that's how. I mean, that's a time lapse. So that's some pretty cool stuff. Yep. So that's on the list to buy. My Mrs. D, my birthday's coming up. Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to deal with a lot of the resin and everything else. So it's not the easiest stuff to deal with. But if you're doing like people do them for miniatures and things like that, it's great for really detailed. Or back when I played a lot of D&D as a kid and had all the lead figures. Now people are printing their own figures, which is a lot of fun. So they're doing that kind of stuff, and the resin printers have more detail. So we'll go through a few more of these busts. So here's that's a Bowen design. There's that's the one. I have that one, and this was the Bowen. It looks like you can still get it for $65. Not bad.
I'm glad I got that one when it came out.
Not bad. Yeah. So
I'm not sure how much it was, but it's like 40 something bucks, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty good though.
No, that's good. Yeah,
good price.
So we got that, and I love it with the cigar. I love it.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Yep. And I actually have I didn't pull them down, but I have other busts of the FF. It was FF Ultimate, but I have those busts, and then I have the Bowen set, and I have it the Bowen set as miniatures too. They came in a miniature line, so I had to buy both sets. So here's this. We'd seen this before as one of the images. So this was give the person credit, but this is Ted and the Yeti. I guess it's the Yeti Speaks blog from 2014. So this is that really cool another sideshow bust. So he's reviewing. So I have the link in there so you can go read his review. But yeah, it's packaged pretty well. Yep. And then this, like you said, this thing is really cool. That would be fun to model that and print that just as an add-on. That's the back of that. That's something that wouldn't be too tough to print. Actually,
that's fantastic. I love that logo there.
Yeah, that's
great.
That's great. I got to see if that's on Thinger, and that's something that even I could draw. That's not too bad to draw. So that bust is really nice. Really well done. Yeah, 150. So that's
even the ape face doesn't bother me.
No, it's a nice, and he looks like a friendly kind of friendly guy there. Yep.
The eyes are great there. Ben should smile more though. I mean, he does smile kind of.
Yeah.
I think of the Marvel 2-in-1 Ben. The easygoing Ben. Yeah.
So here's that. If you want to, I've always loved to enable friends. So if you want to search on eBay,
$25.
Yeah, so not bad. Well, it's on
That's
one
not bad
bed.
At all.
Up $20 shipping. $20 shipping though. But but it's not bad though. Yeah, not bad. This one I've never seen. This one. This is from Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Movie stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little bit better than the movie.
Kind of craggy.
Yeah, that's Japanese. Yep, that's interesting. Yep. So we got Daredevil, Blade. This is a movie stuff. Yep. So let's see. We got this is the Diamond Select Ultimate one. Yep. So wow, that's kind of expensive. Well, $100. Yep. Here's another Bowen. The mini. Yeah, another Bowen. And then the Marvel icons.
Yep, 95 on that one.
Yep.
In the box.
Yeah, in the box. This is Great Britain. Yep. So that's that other one
nice.
That's the one that I had. Yep. They call it Marvel icons. Yep. So this is Art Asylum, Rudy Garcia, 2,500. Yep. So Diamond Select. Yep. So I'm sure I didn't spend this much when it came out. And this is Atticus. I think this is a French company. They've got a lot of FF stuff too, and statues. I've never bought any, but I've seen them on
weird.
Seen them on eBay. So those are interesting stuff. I don't know if I don't really like that one that much, but it's
I don't know. It's one. It's it's kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of course I have this
movie.
I won this in the
Mac. I
got this one. Yeah, my cat is actually a little bit better than the cat. I don't know. Some things are good about it. Some things are. I'm not sure, but it's
got a cigar. But that's the movie. When you know me in the movie.
The movie one.
I hear you.
but I was in
Retro. What's up, bud?
so I was in the casino, and I won some won some money, and like I said, they had that. Of course, they're smart. They have the stores in the casino, and it wasn't this much money, folks. It wasn't that bad. So I'm like, instead of putting the money back into the slot machine, why don't I go buy something?
There you go.
So I came home with that. Mrs. D was like, "What did you?" I'm like, "I won it. I won it." Silver Surfer, yes, I guess it's signed by Stan Lee. Yep. So maybe that's why it's so. Of course, I never trust anything that's. God, you never know when you buy something if it's Even I was reading certificates of authenticity don't mean things sometimes. These days. Yeah.
There's your Walgreens exclusive for only $20. That's about the price of the store. Not that it's the set, but the one below it was
the set. Yeah. So it's
the one below it is we had the figure. See, I can't stand when they do Johnny like that. I got the set, but I have the set.
Yeah, no, that doesn't look good. I agree. Yeah, Sue and Reed are good, really good there.
I don't
Sue
like
is
Johnny
the best, I think.
Yeah, Sue looks good, and Sue and Reed both are really good.
Yeah,
Silver Surfer was pretty good. Black Bolt was really good.
Ben's good in that pose. Yeah,
I like that you can have the big stretchy arms for Reed and stuff. That's what I put on there, But
yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
But the one below that, they had just the one thing figured by itself. $20 is a good price.
Yeah,
that's what he is at the store.
Well, it's 2 bids. Yeah, you're right. So yeah.
Oh, okay, it's bids.
No, but you're right though. Yeah, but I've been following these lately, and they all seem to go like for 40 or 50 $50. Yeah.
Look at it, $8 for a loose. That's about what I paid for when I finally got a second copy of my loose. Oh, that's a weird one.
Is that the movie one?
That looks like the movie stuff.
It might be the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, the Marvel Legends one is below it. So is that one?
Yeah, that's the first.
We were talking about this one last night, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, this one, the burn. I don't know why we call it the burn one because it comes with the burn comic. But it's pretty
kind of a little
good.
burn design. Yeah, burn-esque.
One of my fingers on them broke, so I finally had to get a loose one at a con for like $10 or whatever a while back, not too long ago, and so. But it's a good figure though. That's one of the best ones, I think.
And then this is the 12-inch. I think I have that one on the left.
Movie.
I don't have the torch here. I think I have that one.
Why do they insist on making Johnny orange these days?
Yeah, I don't know why they do that. Yeah. It's
that's because of comics. Again, you know what? That redesign really started in the late 90s or early 2000s. I love Alan Davis, but he's the one that kind of set that precedent to make the torch start looking like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I love his art, but I never liked the way he drew Johnny.
Yeah, it's doesn't look good there.
Yeah. But you know me, only Kirby or John Buscema or Perez and even early Byrne. You know the way Johnny was. I'm talking about what Johnny's flamed on. Only they did it right. I never liked the way they did it later.
Yeah. So Raquel is saying, why orange? I guess so. Yeah, for John, I guess they're trying to do it. Maybe it's just easier to paint. I don't know.
I don't know. Like I say, he's supposed to be red, and I like it. Again, I don't like the flaming hair crap, or even having the 4 on his thing. 4. Oh, there's that thing when we're talking about from Toy Biz. We were talking about that last night.
The big one. Yep.
Yeah, I have that. You have that one, right? I have that one.
I have that one. Yep. That was a fun one. Yeah.
And the one that also has a version with the.
Oh, they had Spider-Man too, Mysterio and an armored Spider-Man. Yep.
Yep, I got that one. I got as far as those big Toy Biz ones like that. That one. Then the KB ones, that Black Panther KB one, Silver Surfer, Moon Knight, the Vision, Captain Universe of all things. And there's a Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
A few of the big ones like that. Those are 10-inchers, right? Yeah, 10-inchers.
Those are 10. Yeah, we thought there were 12, but there were 10. Yes.
10s, yeah.
So here's the.
Yeah,
actually, he looks pretty good in that box there. I think.
Yeah, he's okay. I don't know. It's not my favorite of their figures, but it's an all right one. I just like we talked about earlier. I hate that they do exclusives.
Yeah,
I think Walgreens exclusives is really annoying. And if I don't find that Nova figure, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, Clobby's going to clobber someone. Yeah, we got to find him that Nova figure. Yeah,
I'm going to find that.
He looks good in the box picture there. Yeah. Yeah, let's see how much is it? Yeah, $52. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I never understand why they make Johnny orange either. Like I say, it needs to be red when he's flamed on without the stupid flamey hair crap.
Yeah.
They have a couple of older figures. Oh boy, there's the Mego,
Yeah, this is a classic.
the
Yep.
cloth one.
I think I have this figure. I'm trying to remember if I have it in a box somewhere.
I don't have it anymore. Mine broke.
I have Spider-Man, but I don't know if I have.
I have Reed and Johnny, and they're terrible condition, especially Johnny, because it faded. His head fades. That red head on Johnny on the Mego one fades. You know, the head on this one's not that bad, but it's so silly that it's like all Mego. It's cloth.
It's a cloth. Yeah, they couldn't afford. Well, that's where I was gonna
$110.
Say back then that back in the day, like I remember the first statue I saw was that Wolverine statue that I showed on Lorena's show. I remember they had this horrible porcelain statue, and you really couldn't get. You had the Migos, and you had I think DC maybe had the Super Friends line in the 70s, but it was kind of it was a lot of Migos, and it was
the 80s. You mean like with the superpowers? Yeah,
the superpowers, and also the 70s. Wasn't there? Was it just Migos in the 70s, or did they have
the 70s
some
was
DC?
Just Migos.
Just Migos, I think. Yeah, so you didn't have a lot of choices. Yeah, you didn't have a lot of choices. And I remember when they came out in the early, was it the 1990? Marvel came out with like a PVC figure set line, and I have the thing, and he's still riding. He always rides on my dashboard. That's on, someone knows it's my car, so I have a thing on the dashboard. Nice. That's right. It's a small one, but there was like a PVC set, and that's when they first started doing merchandising. That one. And stuff, yep. And this, of course, is the Walgreens, the black costumes that we don't like. But I guess
I hate those black costumes. They're garbage.
Yeah, and that's the invisible. Oh, this is the invisible one I just showed, but it's missing Herbie there.
Yeah, and also
the person took Herbie out of the box to sell it. Maybe. And
Reed has that stupid beard, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's the later. Yeah, that was
Dan Slott,
Hickman and Slott Hickman. Yeah, of course, I'm rocking a beard now too. So
well, yeah, but we ain't Reed.
You weird,
this is filthy with this beard. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
it doesn't work for me. But yeah, there you go. $58 on that one.
That's a weird figure. Yeah, twist and slam. Yep. So that's and then let's see. Let's do high to low.
I wish I knew why they did it orange, made them orange like that. I wish I knew.
Yeah, we're not sure. Oh, Jed's here. I didn't see Jed here. Let's add Jed to the stream.
I still don't see him.
Now he is. Yep. Thank you.
Flame on, brother.
No,
how's it going?
My ears are destroyed.
How you been?
Look, I got Johnny. I got to find a better Johnny picture, but that's old school Johnny. So
yeah.
Yeah. So I got done with all my real life stuff, so I can come on here now.
Well, it's Friday, so you get to hang out and have some fun. Yep.
Well, yeah, especially since Father Christopher.
He's not.
Yeah, he had to do a long trip today, so I don't think
he's not streaming today. Yep.
Yeah,
so we're gonna go.
He may. So
yeah.
But hey, Snorter. Hey, everybody. Hey, Raquel. Hey, Ray.
We're not going to stay until Friday Night Tights, though. Yep, but just kidding. Yep.
Oh, geez. Friday Night Tights is only about an hour or so away. So.
Yeah, and I'm joking. Yeah, but yeah. Let's see. But I was trying to find the thing bus. There was. Here we go. Here's.
They thought
this one. Okay, so if anyone wants to tip the stream, just kidding. Joking.
Actually, I said that. Oh yeah, last night I will say this. You guys were asleep, and I got a random bug up my ass to stream, and I went over and I knew Lethal was up, and I was like, "Hey, Lethal, you want to do a random stream?" Because and I told you not to change that because the thumbnail that's in there it went with the thing. So Lethal's like, "Yeah, dude, let's go do a stream." He goes, "This is how I knew it was going to happen." He's like, "You right?" He's like, "Yeah."
Insomnia stream. Yep.
Yeah, I don't sleep that much. I'm like, So I was like, "Lethal, let's do it." We did about an hour stream together.
Cool.
So it was the first time we were on, and I knew everybody else was asleep, even Mike. So which is weird. So it was just me and Lethal, and that was the first time that I got to do like a stream just myself with somebody else, which was kind of weird but awesome at the same time. But yeah, I've been like, because in the background I had this on and I've been looking at all the stuff, so I've been like, dude, this is awesome. So hey, Rod. Hey, Raquel.
So this, I think, is that a fake cat there? Or is that a cat on the corner? But this thing looks like it's 6 feet tall, I think. if you're looking at, is that clothes in the background?
That has to be a fake cat. That's a fake.
Yeah,
cat.
it's fake cat. Yeah. I'm looking at it. It looks fake, but how tall is this? Let's see. I mean,
that's huge.
$5,800. Let's see what the description says.
Okay. If
Thing
that
oversized,
cat is big, yeah.
36 by 36 by 51 high. Wow. 51 inches high, pre-owned. Display purposes only. Well, what else are you going to do with it? Oh, Spectrum.
Dude, I think that's taller than me. 51 inches. How many feet is that?
Well, 51 inches. So divide by 12. So that's 51 divided by 12. So you've got it's a little over 4 feet tall. So four.
Oh, thank God, I'm still taller than that.
Yeah.
So I would be considered a hobbit in guy size. So
Yeah, 4 foot tall head. Yeah. So it was designed by the artist that designed the Thing costume for the Fantastic Four movie. Yep. So then he, let's see. Yeah. So it's not the 1-to-1. It's actually bigger. Yep.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Just put it right there in your, right in the front or at the doorway when you come in, and then put a little thing like this is me thinking it. You put one of those sensors right on his mouth or something. That when you come in and go walk by, he goes, "It's clobbering time!" That'd be awesome. Yeah. Mike, that would be awesome, huh?
Yeah. Well, actually, if I got this would be the last thing I ever bought, and then I'd be out on the street.
Dude, yeah, she would knock you on your ass out in the street. She's like, "I'm done." Okay,
sorry, we were joking before. It's like with the March of the Wooden Soldiers. Like I thought I ordered the 6-inch bust. Yeah,
I love that movie so much. It is just that's one of my. I think that is my favorite Laurel and Hardy movie. Out of all the stuff they do. So yeah, Mark would be like, and you can see the wife is like, "I'm gonna club your time. You're out on the door."
Guess what? Yeah. Well, unfortunately, this is the bus that I was showing before, so it says Dynamic Forces, but it's been damaged. That's too bad. I have a couple of spots that are a little bit white on mine.
Well, you can be honest. You could actually touch that up. That's easy to do.
Yeah, you can paint. You can paint that.
That's easy to touch up. So
there was one that had I wanted to show that had the boxes. Let's see if they had it. Here's the box. Yeah, I got to save this. So this was the box for the one that I had. It's not saying sculpted by Lou Sella, so I'm confused with which is which. But let's see here.
Yeah.
So it's showing.
Snort said, "I let Mark move in with me, but I wouldn't have room for him in his collection." Poor Mark.
Right. So Ben was an Air Force pilot. So test pilot, astronaut. Yep. So they've got the whole history of Ben here.
Oh, that's awesome. Was that officially licensed, or was it just like?
Yeah, no, that was got to be licensed. Yeah, but
some of the stuff,
bootleg,
Pablo,
yeah.
We see the bootleg as hell, and they still have the same stuff on there, right?
Yeah, some of the stuff. Yeah, it's
for 400. That would. I wonder how that would happen because you're paying the 400. You still got to touch it up, but that's easy touch ups. But
if you're a skilled artist, you can fix that. Yep. Oh, is that Mike? We got who's making that the rattling? Is that Mike or is that?
That's not me, dude.
Yeah. I'm hearing some rattling.
Yeah, I think that's Mike.
Let's see if I mute. Oh, maybe it was Mike. Yep, I'll mute him for a second. Maybe he thought he muted it, and then that happens.
I was wondering why he wasn't talking.
Maybe sometimes you hit mute and you think you hit it, and you forget.
Oh, speaking of, I may have a friend that might come on our stream that I've been talking to. He's a huge geek. I found out he's a huge geek. So yeah, chippies are good. He may come on our stream pretty soon. He lives down here where I live in Arizona and down in Phoenix. So yeah, he may come on. I'm starting to do things with people and stuff, and I'm figuring out. I was like, "Oh, I have a YouTube channel." They're like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have a whole team, and I have some of my friends, and we all do this thing together." And I was like, "What's that Sideshow?"
Oh, sorry, Mike. I muted you for a second, and I think you had
Hmm? Did
You
you?
had
Did
some,
you have
you had some
keys or
sound
something?
effects. You had some sound effects going. So yep.
I did.
Dude,
win.
that's Sideshow.
I
It's
muted. I
cheaper.
muted myself.
Oh no, you forgot
Oh,
to
yeah.
mute. You forgot to mute yourself. I think so. It was.
Are you sure? No, I did.
Yeah,
mute
because we
myself.
heard keys.
We
heard
hit keys or something.
No,
yeah.
that was right when I just unmuted, but I was muted the whole time I was gone.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So
Dude, okay.
God, we
Isn't
can
that
buy this.
cheaper?
I don't have
Isn't
to.
that cheaper than you can get it?
And
That
with all the
looks
background
cheaper.
noise you bring in, Jed, you're the last one to talk.
I don't have background noise.
You snore all the time and you make noises.
Snore. No, that's Ash because he
Snort.
falls asleep on
You're
the
like
screen.
Snortopoopas. You snort too much.
No, that's Ash because you can hear
Okay.
him snoring sometimes.
Not snore. I didn't say snore.
So so this one's only $350. God,
That's cheaper than actually what they asked for the price. If
Wow.
I'm right.
that
yeah,
was this really cool one we were looking at before, Mike. that
Yeah, Sideshow stuff is expensive.
Yeah. So
That's like the Hot Toys thing. If you can, like, here's the thing: some of the Hot Toys, actually, if you go online, you can find some of the Hot Toys cheaper than what Hot Toys sells them for. Every once in a great while.
Well, here, look,
So-
there's this is $265, last one. It keeps
Yeah, I know. So
that one. Look, I can't. I had to watch. I'm not buying it. Don't worry, not buying. But that's not bad for two. I mean, for $265 when they only made 100.
Oh,
150
Retro,
of them.
that's
number
just
3.
Sam farting in the background, dude.
Yeah.
Retro said, in my case, you can hear the wind blowing. So.
Uh-oh.
That's funny. I'm going to write that down in case it's funny someday.
So if anyone wants to donate this to the channel, just kidding. But
Wow.
yeah, that's
Dude,
beautiful.
the Bowen
That's
bust
beautiful.
went up.
It
They
did?
went up,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Wait a second. Wasn't that like the last time I looked at it, it was like Tucson. Like
The Bowen
low,
bust below
low,
it.
yeah, low
249.
200.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus.
So, yeah, it was low 200, somewhere 200, 210. That went up
Wow.
extremely.
And it's not that big of a
high.
not big.
No,
of
it
a
isn't. It isn't. So
Yeah.
it's a mini bus. So it's,
Yeah.
yeah, that went up in price.
Yeah, wow. So here's another. Let me show the. Well, here I'll show the camera in a second. But yeah, wow. That's. Of course, sometimes people put really high price and it won't sell. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here we're talking.
Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing is nice. Yep, the icons. Yeah. So if this is high, yeah. So here's a probably without the box, maybe a
The
127.
Bowen's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Still
but you
left up
still.
there.
But the nice thing is you can still the thing from the movie. Yep.
Well, there's 127 right there.
Yeah. But the great, awesome thing about eBay is you can find, you
Yeah.
can find stuff, and then you can make your bids and
Nice.
you see Civil
Even
War one.
if it is Civil War, I'd have
That's
to
a
file
cool-
that word off of there. I have to paint over it or something.
Just paint over it.
I hate Civil War.
Well, the comic book shop that I went to in Stanford actually was destroyed in Civil War. That was part of the. So the owner had to paint it. It was a timeless journey, and Paul, the owner. So I think he heard that Stanford was being destroyed, or part of Civil War. So they said, why don't we? He wrote to them and he said, why don't you have my comic book shop in there, and they added a panel in Civil War with his shop getting destroyed, and he has the original. He got the original artwork. Let's see if I can Google it. Civil War.
Yeah, I remember
Wow.
that. So
So it was really cool. So he had, and the sign from his shop was in there. Let's see, Civil War.
Hey Pat, you missed a night stream last night, right? With
It wasn't
Lethal?
night. It was the morning for you, Pat. It was 5 a.m.
Yeah. So it was 3:00. Yeah. So it was. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, here's the panel. Let me drag this
see
over
this.
here. I'll drag this over.
wasn't that because Fastball blew up and that's the reason why it all started?
Yeah, I think Fastball. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fastball blew up.
Was it fastball?
Yeah, and then afterwards, Fastball had all these spikes and stuff on him
Right.
to like pay penance. It was you were sleeping. It's okay, dude.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Iron Spider.
So here's the timeless journey. So this is Paul was the owner, fantastic guy. So
Yeah.
that's the sign from his shop. And so so that he was, he said, well, hey, I'm the only comic book store in Stanford. Get me into why don't you guys write me into the series? You know,
That'd be awesome, dude.
Retro, I have that fourth Dr. Sonic screwdriver, and I bet Mark could.
Let's see here.
Dude, that is cool. Well, they did that for him. Even though
But
I
they
hate
did
the
that
comic.
for him.
Yeah, I never liked that Iron Spider outfit either. It's just,
Yeah, just they were. I know what they were trying for, but it didn't.
It never. It's
wasn't
cool that
right.
they did that, but I never liked that.
Not
Iron
Spider-Man.
Spider. Yeah, it's not Spidey.
Yeah.
Like
More like MCU Spidey.
now the black outfit, I can, that was kind of his dark period. A little bit of his dark period. I can do that, but he went back to the original outfit. So.
What it really was.
I know Mike does. I know Mike doesn't like.
I hate the black outfit. That was
I know he hates that black outfit.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Well, I hate it.
Well, okay. Here, which one would you hate more? Would you hate the Iron Spider or the black outfit, Mike?
Oh, easily the Iron Spider.
That's
way worse.
That's what I would say too.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that I hate the black one because I just love the old one at the time. I'm going, why are you changing this? Doesn't need to be changed.
I said that too, and I was just like, why?
Yeah.
Do we need to do this?
Well, it's easier to draw.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they were like, hey, we need to do something that won't take up a lot of time, and we got like 10 books to go out. Hey, let's put Spidey in the black outfit. So
Yeah. So here's where I spent a lot of good times, and this is what this kind of reminds me of when I first found the Clobberin Times channel. We were talking about hanging out in the comic book store. So this was the last spot that he had open. So the only thing is to the right here is an adult store, shall we say. So we had to change the displays and part of the agreement and put a big sign like no children enter,
Oh, yeah, we had to do this. Yeah, we had to do the same thing because we had an adult section.
So this is after midnight. Was right here. So you got Timeless Journey and After Midnight, Exotic Lingerie. So I think the rent was better, but we were joking. Let's see if he's got any more.
Let me see if I can find the place where I used to work at, because it's not there no more. So it's not doxing myself or anything.
So here's the.
Did you hang out there a lot?
Oh God, I was there all the.
Oh, did this place close down too?
Yeah, there's Paul that's the owner. Yeah, we closed a few years ago. So
so our store closed down 2000 something. So
yeah.
Okay, so Blockbuster was still around. GameStop just took EB Games, I think, or some shit.
Yeah.
So it was, but then after that, they closed the place down after like being open for almost 20 years. So unfortunately, a lot of the stores went out of business and the comic book industry wasn't good. So it's an old picture of Paul. No offense, Paul. It's an older picture, I can tell, but Spider-Man 300 is there. So funny story. Well, not funny, but someone broke in to his store and he's got all his good comics were up on this display in the back, and he had about $40 in the register, and the person came in. So this is the rack. Yes, I remember where the different the different comics were, and he always had toys, and we loved hanging out there. And the person came in, and like up here, this was all the good, the high end. Oh
back there. And he's like, they stole $40 in the register and did unfortunately damage, like breaking the door or whatever. But it's like if they grabbed any one of these comics, they would have made, could have made thousands of bucks just by that. So and I love this. So someone wrote, "Thank you so much for the comic book. I love it. I'll ask my dad to take me to your store." So that's what the love of comics, with kids, it's just the wonder of.
Yeah, we had comics. A board on there that people would write there on the way out sometimes too, and the kids would do that too. So, yeah.
Oh, here's a good picture. Yeah. So this is when I'm guessing when the store was closing. So there was, this was always filled with and you'd always look like, what do I want to buy? Yeah, I'm trying to see what's.
Dude, look at that back wall, man. Oh.
I'm trying to see what I could recognize. That's up that my eyes aren't the best, but
you got a bunch of the X-Men. The really good issues. You got Captain Marvel first issue, I think.
Apocalypse build a figure.
First issue, but it's the first Star-Lord one.
Yeah.
So and then I did get a lot of stuff when the store was closing because he had closed.
Yeah, I did that when one of my because I had 2 childhood comic book stores that I would grow up, and they both went out. Well, actually 3. They all went out of business down here. Paul Culture. The other two I was hanging out when I was a kid. I didn't hang out at Pop Culture until like later on when I was like a young adult, and then I started working there because I always went there when I was like younger, when I was a teenager. So when I became an adult, I actually worked there. So let me see if I can find pictures of this and I'll show it to you.
So this is here's after midnight lingerie. This is the time.
Okay.
So it worked out well because then he had an agreement with the owner. You know, they said, if we're going to be here with for the to not have as much racy stuff. And then once in a while there was a show or something, but it kind of kept it separated.
Sadly, comic shops are closing down in droves now because the industry's so garbage. But there's nothing I love more than anytime I ever go to another town is to go. First thing I want to do is go hit the comic shop.
Yep.
I love it. What few there are.
Yeah, like I was down in Annapolis, at the Naval Academy, and then there's a Capitol Comics is on the street there. So I'm like, got to stop there and buy some stuff and support the local shops. And I buy my comics now since Paul closed. I buy them online on Atomic Empire. So it's a great, they do a nice job, and they bag and board them. It's not the same as going to the store. I mean, they're fantastic if you have to order online, but it's like a kind of a 20-minute drive, to get to the Norwalk store. There's one, kind of close by, but it's just, what I used to do, I used to go grab, lunch and then go hang out there, grab my takeout or a sandwich or something, and then pick up my, my pull list for the week. And then,
we had two restaurants inside of one of the places where we're at. So, and they would just like give us free food and drinks and stuff on the side, and we would like slip them comics and other stuff. So, yeah. We had an adult store. We in the part where we were at, it was down here in Glendale. It's not there anymore. But we had all these like antique places. So it was like antique places, and then one time, it was in a shopping center where the original store was at. It was next to a store called Smitty's. It was this huge grocery store. You could get whatever you wanted, and it was in a strip mall. It was kind of a big place. But then it moved down to Glendale to the antique district, and then the second time it was just big place. It moved 3 times, and the last one was right next to a restaurant, and you just I loved working there so much. But yeah, in one of the places there was an adult store 2 doors down at the other place. So
go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just to say, you got to, like someone was saying, Raquel was saying, rent leasing agreements are really expensive. So I know the owner pretty well, but I didn't ask him, but I'm assuming it was cheaper to be, back where he was here. You got to make a living, and it's not easy. And then so that wasn't the ideal spot, but it was it worked out, and we didn't after a while everyone knew and didn't care. But so this was when the store was closing, so I had all the trade paperbacks. I bought a lot of stuff. They had a lot of great stuff, and he'd always joke, like people would come into the store and say, "Well, how many comic books are in your collection?" Paul would wave his arms out wide and say, "Here you go. This is my collection. Buy anything you want." So it was that was his running joke. Or the other thing that would happen with people would come in with books and think there was a number one, or like you were saying, some of the reprints that I was talking with you about Silver Surfer. The reprints of the
Fantasy
Silver
masterpieces.
Surfer, and you think it's Silver Surfer number one, and it's worth $2,000 or whatever, and it's worth $20, which isn't bad for a reprint actually. But Paul would come in all the time, or have people come in all the time. I'd see him come in, with boxes, and like, nope, it's not worth anything. I'd be glad to buy something from you, but not that. It's just not worth anything. So, and people also always want full retail price. Like if they look up, say like a book is worth $50. They come in and they if anyone's seen Pawn Stars or whatever, they're like I want 50. He's like, it's worth $50. He's like, yeah, but I've got overhead. I've got to resell it. It's like, why would I give you $50 and then sell it to someone for $50? Else for $50. So you gotta have a markup on your stuff too. So
here, I'm gonna give you a link to this, and it's just This was from 2001. Okay, when I worked there. I'm gonna give you this link just a second. I gotta copy it. And it's so old that Blockbuster is on here. It was the best. What was it? It was the best video rental store if you go down. So it's old.
It's old, yeah.
So
Pat, to answer your question, no, unless it's Diamond Select or something like that, unless something's changed, comic shops don't have direct links to buy new product wholesale like toy stores or anything like that. Now, Diamond Select, something like that, toy, yes, but as far as Hasbro and all those other ones selling to comic shops, to retail shops to turn their stuff, no. That's only the big ones like Walmart and Target and all those people like that.
And you had the previews book, and that's
previews would have some stuff, but not like
not everything. Because I've see, here's the thing. I would help manage the stuff. Like Mike owned the comic shop, then I was like literally the assistant manager there. So like if he went off, there was two of us that were managers in the store. So if our big boss guy went out, then it was just me and her that were there kicking it and stuff. So here, let me get this link to you.
I gotta go put in the chat. And then
just a sec. I had to go through my tablet to my phone because
you found it.
Yeah. Just a second. Let me get you to.
Oh, here, I'll read this. Yeah. So if you're looking, this is from Paul, who was a great guy. So if you're looking for Giant Size Adventure number 5, you go to a show, which are few and far between. Unlike now, go to the store to finish your set. He said that was the big thing, finishing your collection. That was our main customer back then. So, and then they said when they named the store, they said it was Edwards who thought of placing an A in front of a timeless journey, so they would show up first in the phone book. Back when you had phone books, yeah. So now the majority of people are buying older comics or buying them for value. They get them graded, resell them. It defeats the whole purpose of the comic. When you grade a card, you can still see the front and back. When you grade a comic, you never open it again. To me, the best part of the comic is on the inside. So I know people, love slabbing their stuff.
Yeah. Mark, I just put the link in the private chat.
Okay, yep. I'll grab it. Yep, thanks, yep.
And this ain't doxing myself because I don't live at the same place I lived at in 2001. So good luck. People do know I live in Phoenix, though, because but yeah. There's it's the 4th largest city in the United States, so good luck.
So Paul is let me just finish with this article. So he was once Disney bought Marvel and
it was over, dude.
It's changed, it's changed a lot, but he did it, he was always, that was fun fun. And then actually Kevin Powers I'm gonna have on my show. He just has a new comic out. He said he'd come on. He's got an independent and he's calling his line Timeless Journey. It's called Patriot One. So it's like a hero that's set in the Middle East, and so I'm gonna he said he'd come on my show. He's just got a new Kickstarter, so I'm gonna have him on, and maybe Paul. I should see if Paul would ever want to come on. That would be that would be fun. We'd planned on going to lunch once in a while, and then COVID hit, and sorry, can't do that because we wanted to stay in touch, but hope everyone's doing well now, but it's tough, it's been a tough time for everyone, especially stores and comic book stores and things like that. So
I gotta say this, Mark, go Suns, because they beat La Bum, okay. So
here's Best of Phoenix Pop Culture Classics. Yep.
That was I worked there at this now. Do you see what it says? That was our store.
Neat.
So, and look down there, best rental video store, Blockbuster. So read that off, Mark.
Where's that on Blockbuster down?
It's at the bottom.
Oh, at the bottom. Okay, at the bottom.
Yeah, that's video. So that's super old.
Yeah,
so if you go up to if you go up to the top and read pop culture classics.
Memorabilia collecting is built on the sunny premise that yesteryear's omnipresent junk, it's not junk, it's today's rare gem. That premise implies that no, it's cute. Yeah, that premise implies the junkier the item was in its own time, the more wondrous it is in the sweet glow of nostalgia. Well, that's true. Yep. The fine people of Pop Culture Classic understand this. Where else you're liable to find an unopened can of Billy Bear, which I have.
Yeah,
It's
we
powerful.
had a whole case of it
Case of
there.
Billy Bear.
We had a whole case.
As powerful and rare as the 70s piece of Americana as you can purchase. So Billy Bear, for people who don't know, Jimmy Carter, President Carter in the 70s had a brother called Billy, and he was maybe, I don't want to be mean, but maybe the black sheep of the family or not so to be nice. And so he came up with a line of beer called Billy Beer. God bless him. He's since passed away. But the Arcana doesn't end there. Whether you're in need of a Kiss makeup kits, Chewbacca masks, Doctor Who comic books, UNICEF Barbie dolls, or Charles Barkley action figures, this is your one-way ticket to trash heaven. Just don't try drinking that Billy Beer. That's funny.
Well, actually, the guy that came in, and I remember the day they came in, the guy that came in actually bought a thing of the Billy Bear, and he goes, we're gonna like buy. I'm gonna open. I was like, dude, do not open. That's
I don't know, but
I was like,
actually,
I told him I
say what people do is they put a hole in the bottom and actually drain the beer out. I heard some beer.
Yeah, and I told him, I was like, that beer is older than I am. Please don't drink it.
We're not liable for we're not liable if you do.
But you saw the stuff that was, and let me see if I can find some others.
Yeah, but here's where we're talking about legends. Let's just show that first legends line here. Let's see. Oh, does not exist. What do you mean does not exist? Let's see here. Maybe 2003. I guess they're redesigning their site here. I was trying to find a list. So I guess Marvel Legends started in 2002, and then they went to the 4-inch line, which I didn't like probably, and maybe was that there were no figures in 2012. I'm trying to remember when they came. Now they've come back to their senses. They came back. With,
for a while. I think they did something. There was something for a while there.
Yeah, let's see if I can find the Marvel Legends figure. I always like searching on another screen. You never know when you come up with. Sometimes you do a little search. I'm searching on my other screen. Yep, just so it's safe. Yeah. Let's see, complete list of Marvel Legends. Let's see if I can find a good site. Oh, here we go. That's not too bad. Yeah, this is a good one to scroll through. Just
I don't
to show.
know why I can't find any pictures. He must took them all the way off the internet, so I can't find any more pictures.
So this was Series 1 of Toy Biz for the Marvel Legends. I didn't buy Toad.
Love you, Raquel. Raquel saying goodbye. So.
Bye, Raquel.
Take care, Raquel. Thanks, sir. Thanks for being here. Yep. Catch you soon. Yep. See you tomorrow night. Yeah, everyone. Make sure to watch Raquel and Clobberin Times tomorrow night and Saturday night Star Trek. And I've got to watch some animated episodes tonight. Yep. So we had I think I have all these figures. This torch wasn't bad. I thought. Oh, does not exist.
Yeah.
So, but that torch wasn't.
No, that was fine. That
was a pretty good torch.
At least he's red.
Yeah. So this was when these came out, it was just these were just figures were so amazing. The Wolverine and the Magneto, Ghost Rider. So you can see, I mean, they just knocked out of the park when they came out with these figures. Oh, that's the Mr. Fantastic we were showing before.
Yeah, I think we got that one also. And they gave me that little Fantastic mini card there. Some of these I got. Some I wish I had gotten, didn't. But there were some,
Well, especially the first line, if you bought. This Stealth, I think that was a chase one, but they didn't have as many crazy stealth, stealth. The variants, I guess, like they do now. They had a few, but
that Hulk one was kind of tiny, kind of small.
Yeah,
it was all right. I got it.
Yeah,
I agree. The Captain America was pretty good. I thought that I didn't buy that one. That was one I regretted not buying.
I don't know if I got that one or not. I don't remember. That base doesn't look familiar.
This is the movie.
I want that Goliath one. I never got that one.
Where's Goliath? Oh, the Build-A-Figure or the
it was a build, and I always wanted to get that one.
Build-A-Figure, yeah.
Every time I see it in the shop, it was a little bit pricey, and I just wanted it. But I have the red one, the Giant Man one from that Avengers #1 set or whatever. But or whatever one it was. But I would love to I love the blue Goliath outfit.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, LT. It says, Purple Valley. He said Purple Valley, a great show, but so hopefully everyone's subscribing to Purple and watching.
Yeah,
Purple,
Purple's awesome, man.
Purple,
great shows. Yep.
Love you, Purple. You were up.
So we've got this. I think I have this Nick Fury, and this was the Silver Surfer with Howard the Duck. We just don't know why they. That's the Surfer. Yep. So those Series 5, the Blade. Oh, this is the Daredevil Ben Affleck, and I think they had 2 versions of that. And then the Punisher, the Juggernaut. Oh, these are just such good figures. I mean, and the Wolverine with the really long claws. Yep. And then you got Apocalypse. Hawkeye is great there. The Vision, the Vision's good. And there's another. They had 2 Goliaths, I guess, or maybe they redid them. And then so they just kept every set. They had some awesome figures. I mean, they had Black Widow was great there. The Doombot.
Oh yeah,
it's just so
I like
good.
The Doombot. The Doombot's pretty awesome. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, just this whole line. This is the Gray Hulk. For those that don't know, I think the first issue of Hulk they messed up the coloring, so he was gray. Was it the first 5 issues, Globby, or was it the Hulk? I'm trying to remember. Oh, he's muted, but I think it was the first.
Which one now?
Oh,
I remember that Gray Hulk. That's kind of a tiny one too, but no, not too bad. No, it was the first. It was actually in the first issue of the comic. They painted him gray, and inside there was some coloring problems and different things like that. So they ended up changing the green by the next issue, really.
That was a one issue. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this War Machine is great.
But then in later reprints, you'll see reprints of issue 1, by the way, where he's green, except on the cover.
They did on the inside. They did.
Also, and I remember a
cool
number of years ago, a buddy of mine, a cousin of mine, found a number 1 in really great shape in a closet somewhere. So he asked me to grade it for him. Yeah. And I go to grade the thing, and I'm looking and opening up. It's in great shape. And
it's too good
because I'm so used to seeing reprints of where he's green inside.
Yeah.
I just forgot. I just thought it was. I was just thinking of the cover. And I'm opening up. I forgot he was gray inside in the first one in the original only. It's like whoa, it's weird, but yes, it's It didn't last long. Yep.
So was that was a legitimate comic? Then it wasn't a reprint that your friend had. It
was a real deal. Yeah.
It was real deal.
No, yeah, there was no question. Yeah. This was before they had 2. I mean, but in reprints, I'm talking about like in Origins of Marvel Comics and Masterworks and different things like that.
Then they would fix them. Yeah. So this Angel was a great figure. God, I have that one. I have that one hanging. The wings are huge in that. It was so well done.
Oh, that's the Black Panther was a good one. I have that one, except I don't like all the gold. What do you call it? Swag all over them? I never liked that too much.
Yeah, you never really liked that one.
Yeah. And of course, here's the thing on the Sky Cycle. I love that one.
I should have got that one. I like that Wonder. I should have got that Wonder Man too. Damn it.
That's a good one. Yep.
Got the power. I got the Iron Fist. There's Maestro again.
Yeah, I have these too. Yep. Yeah, the Maestro.
Sasquatch is too little.
Yeah, I think what happens is they just can't. It costs so much more money to make them. Yeah, they should have been. Well, then they did do build the figures app. Well, this was the Apocalypse build the figures. So I have. I have all. Yeah, I have the Apocalypse up. Oh yeah, I'm looking at Apocalypse now. Yep. So I have that. So I must have all these figures. Yep. And then this was the Onslaught one. Yeah, that's when they was Series 12. Oh no, here. When was the first? Oh, the Sentinel was the first. Oh no, then they did Galactus. I guess Galactus was the first build a figure.
Oh, so good. Oh, really? Okay.
I'm guessing. Yeah, if this is correct, yeah, Galactus. So you had to buy all these to build Galactus. Then you had the Sentinel, the Legendary Riders. Yep. So this was just so much fun when these were coming out. You'd wait for them to come out. The Loki is great on this one. Blackheart. Yeah, it's just every figure is great. And this one I have this Falcon. That's why I got to add glue Falcon. I guess these are old, so they don't work. But I got to glue that Falcon back. He keeps falling off. So I got to glue him on. Yep. Beta rebuild. I don't have that Beta rebuild or Captain Marvel. Those are nice. Yeah.
Which one there? Let's see I had the Marvel, but I should have got that. Yeah. I don't have that Moon Knight because I never liked them in black. It should be the white costume, but
yeah.
I should have got that Beta rebuild. That's a good one.
That's a nice one, yeah. And then you got Banshee, yeah. So this is God. I think these are are these still full the 6 inchers?
I think they are. If I'm looking right, I should have got that. Oh man, I'd like to get that Yellow Jacket. Wow.
Yeah.
They
I think these might be the smaller figures.
Oh, I don't know. Could be.
I'm trying to. I can't remember. Someone will know. Well, someone will know. But there were, for a point they went to. I think when Hasbro bought it over. I think when they switched, some of these might have been small. I can't remember. Or at one point they went to the 4-inch line. Maybe it was later they did. Yeah.
Yeah. There are a bunch of these I wish I'd gotten.
Oh, Doc Samson. Yeah. So you've even got a Doc Samson figure, Absorbing Man.
Yeah, I think I got Doc Samson. Not that. I got the old one though. That's a good one. Damn.
I'm trying to think of, and of course this was the hat. Did I buy this set? I don't remember if I bought that set.
You probably did, bud.
Probably. I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Or some of them, what they did too, they were just like, you looked at them and you're like, well, this is the same set. It's like, well, I'm not going to buy it again. If it's the same, you know, it's like you get how many Thor. I mean, sacrilege, but how many Thors do you need? You know. So, I like that Kitty Pryde with the dragon. What's the dragon? Lockheed. What's the dragon?
Lockheed.
Yeah. Sentry. That's a crazy hero. Sentry when they came with Sentry.
Yeah, Captain, I have a couple of the Sentry ones. Weird.
Do you have Captain Britain or?
No, I wish I got that one. You know, I actually liked this first costume better, but I'd like to get the old Captain Britain costume, but yeah, I like that one too though. That was the one when Alan Moore did it for a while.
So yeah, so then some of these are like, you know, if you've got Vision already, I mean, as cool as the figure is, it's you know, gonna buy, you know, a Guardian. That might be the first one. Yeah, here's the orange. Human Torch is kind of orange there.
Hey Rod, I hope you're gonna be okay, brother. Just batten down the hatches, okay?
Good luck, Rod.
Yep. Yeah. Take care. Stay safe. Yep.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, Tigra, Daredevil. That's nice with the original costume. Black Bolt. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Here's this is the Nova that's coming out, I guess, right? This is the.
Well, is that new?
I guess this is. This is the last they're showing. This must be an order of how the figures are produced. So
I thought we were looking at old ones.
Well, I mean, we started it old, so this was.
So we're up to date.
Series 15, 16, 17, 18.
There's no way to click on that one, is there?
No, well, then it's going to take me into my personal. Yeah, I want to click on that.
Because I don't see the Red Skull there, and I got a new Red Skull figure that I need to try to find. But that if the Nova one, they got a Richard Rider Bronze Age accurate Nova coming out.
Okay.
That is now it's going to be a freaking Walgreens exclusive, like we're talking about.
Okay.
That aggravates me. I don't know if that one's there is it.
Yeah, they might not show it. Yeah, but
the only other one they did that was accurate to Real Nova was in the late '90s Toy Biz one, which I really lucked out finding that one because you couldn't find it anywhere. So I do have that one, but I still want that new one. There's that Shang-Chi I was telling you about without the top.
Yeah.
Without his
Yeah. Interesting.
What's that next to him? Is that his robe? No.
Must be different fingers. It looks like some kind of robe you could put on or something.
He didn't.
No! It's a demigod. It's a Build-A-Figure. So it must be the build.
That's demigod. Yeah, right.
The Build-A-Figure pieces.
He didn't come with this robe thing.
Yeah. And then here's the black figures we don't like.
About that, by the way. Yeah, the black figures suck.
Yeah, it's the Super Skrulls. So if you buy
now we're getting current. Now we're getting the current one.
Fat Thor. Oh God, Fat Thor.
Why would they do that?
So I guess you build a figure Fat Thor. Heimdall.
Oh God, really?
Vision. Yep. Iron Patriot. Oh, the Wendigo. That's cool. I love Wendigo. Love me some Wendigo. Again. Yeah. So you got another guard. So you got to buy it again. Yeah, if you want to buy all the figures. Yep. You know, I've got so many Wolverine figures, and
there's a Dazzler that Michael likes.
Well, that was what he had to buy, right, to get the whole set.
I think he had the older one too, but I don't know if he got that new one or not. He may have. And there's I don't ever like I love Cyclops. I never really liked X Factor outfit that much, but that one looks good, bro. I mean, I just like his earlier one.
Yeah.
I wish they would have made some better Dazzler figures because I like Dazzler. So.
I don't think they did the original Disco.
No, they didn't. Sure. They didn't. And then some of the ones that were on there, they were just so terrible. I was like, dude, proper Dazzler figure. Come on.
That's the one from that is the one from Pride of the X-Men, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, so he was happy with that.
That's what I was telling you about. My friend who's trying to get the Sinister Six, and they've done all but Sandman for some reason. You got Hydro Man, but no Sandman.
No Sandman.
I don't understand. They do
was it something about the rights?
Set.
No,
they do a whole action figure set, but then they miss one figure, and it
makes no sense.
frustrates me so much.
No, the great.
They've got some good ones of all of them, and they
Yeah.
they could do Hydro Man. No, they can do. I have the Sandman one from the old days but
Yeah.
they need to do one that fits in with the new set so he can have the whole
Yeah.
Sinister Six.
Yeah, and then this what Demigod was that. That's not when Spider-Man grew the extra arms. That's another character, right? I guess
That's totally different. Yeah.
totally different character. Yeah, yeah. And Spider-Man, I always liked that Spider-Man costume. That was pretty cool. I thought. Let's see, War Machine. Yeah, see, like you're buying Rock Python, a Shuri, Rescue. Yeah, Rescue. Now we got.
What's a Shuri figure?
Yeah, that was. I think I didn't like that as much as I love the movies. Is like Pepper Potts was supposed to end up happy. So.
I got that. I had to have that Union Jack. I broke my rule, my no action figure moratorium because I had to have Union Jack. That was so cool.
That is cool, yeah. Professor. Oh, so you could build a Professor Hulk then, and that's how they get you too. It's like you buy 3 of the figures, and you're like, oh, I got to buy the rest. I got to do the.
Somebody will sell them later for pretty much the money you would have paid buying all the.
Yeah.
All that. Citizen V. I don't know. It's kind of cool that they did him, but he's just emo. But I really want. I had to break down another one. I broke my rule. I had to get Nighthawk there. I had him because I love the Defenders.
Yep. Yeah,
So
Defenders
that
are
one.
awesome. Yeah, that's cool. What's his
like
name? Kyle Richmond. Yep. Yeah,
Always
very
like
cool character.
Nighthawk.
You got Living Laser now, and the Thunderbolts. When the Thunderbolts first came out, they were.
I
they
never
were,
saw the Citizen V one.
Yeah, the Thunderbolts is the beginning. Was in the Hulk. I read them. I'm trying to remember. I think it was 1st in the Hulk. Thunderbolts. What? The first Thunderbolts appearances in the Hulk, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, and it was
Not
just
sure.
really well written. Like it really grabbed you right from the start. So
wrote it. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was good, and I think they're going to try to have him in a movie soon. So
They're setting up Thunderbolts. So.
Yeah.
They are.
But it'll
Would
be
it be Retro's asking, would it be possible to rescan some of these figures and upscan them? I mean, you can. Retro is just
I guess.
it's just the time to scan them, and I mean, if you really loved them, the thing is when you 3D print them, you can't move them. Like they're not the joints, they're not flexible, and then you got to paint them. So you'd probably have to do it like on a resin printer. You could, I guess, but it's not easy. Yeah.
You know what I want to know? I want to know who makes the calls for these figure lineups. Since they do like a few at a time, like 7 or 6 or whatever.
Yeah.
7. Who makes the call? Who's just going all kind of? Let's do Living Laser and Ronin, and or in this case, who does Skullbuster and then Beast? Beast, that's a good one to do.
Yeah.
Gambit, I don't like Gambit. I get it. He's popular. Jambalaya, what's it? Does it color?
Yeah.
Jubilee. I can't stand her. Weapon. I mean, it's so willy nilly, and it's okay, sure.
Yeah. But it's
Caliban series, Kree Sentry series.
Yeah. And Caliban's not. Why is Caliban a big? Is she a big figure?
Caliban, I just don't understand that.
She's not big though, right? I mean, she's just normal size. So unless it's just
dancing.
Yeah, unless she's just I guess it's just a standard build. But it looks like her body is much bigger than the other. I mean, Caliban was always not a huge. Let's see, legs, arms. Where's Caliban's head? Yeah.
Well, there's a garbage set for you. Well, except for
Nick Fury,
Ray Gargoyle. But that's a crappy compromised Nick Fury now.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a poopy set right there.
Yeah.
The next one, 6-armed Spider-Man. That's
that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that was a great.
I should have got that one.
That was horrific when that came. You probably can still get that one. It's only a couple of years old. Yep. Pretty, not too bad. Yeah. Silver Sable's a great character.
Yeah, that's cool. I guess I don't know how Black Cat looks weird, but
yeah, the legs.
Symbiote.
Night Thrasher.
That's a strange
New Warriors. Yeah, that's a rare one. Yeah.
M'Baku series.
Black Panther.
That's the movie. Yeah. Ulysses
Chaka.
Claw, useless since there's nothing like the real Claw.
Yeah. Of course, they can't. They don't use M'Baku's real name in the movie.
No, they don't because you can't say it. You're right.
Can't say
it.
Yeah.
This is an interesting set here.
That's cool. I like that.
That's from 2018. It's going backwards. Huh? Oh.
Yeah, well, I guess they start going backwards now. Yeah,
weird.
That's a nice Hawkeye. Nice.
Yeah, he's expensive now. God. Okay.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
I'm never a big Scarlet Spider fan, but that figure, it's really good, I guess.
I think I have that Wasp.
I like that Wasp. I didn't get that. I got
that one. I got to find out where my Ant-Man is. He always gets. I always worried he's going to get vacuumed up. I think I have that Wasp.
Yeah, I have trouble finding my Ant-Man from that Avengers #1 set because he's so small. I don't know. I mean, I got him somewhere. Maybe he's in with those accessories I told you about.
Yeah, I have. I'm trying to find. I have some of the ants from Ant-Man. And then I have, and so where do I?
I still have to find my little small Ant-Man. You should paint him, make him Garrett Morris Ant-Man. I is Ant-Man.
Yeah, I gotta find them. Yeah, but I have here. I'll turn my camera.
Vision looks kind of weird because there's too much yellow in the. It should just be like yellow trunks. Why has he got half his body yellow? Oh
So
yeah, there's
Ant-Man. Ant-Man came with
a couple of ants.
Couple of ants, yes.
To ride.
Yeah. I don't know what,
a riding ant.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to. I gotta find the figure. I have Wasp is hanging here. If I go to Wasp here, let's see.
I like the Wasp came like with a little version of Ant-Man.
Yeah, so I've got to find out where that.
But no little version of and Ant-Man came with like a little version of Wasp.
Yeah, so he's Ant-Man.
So that's pretty cool.
I think was he on.
I'm talking about this line here. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I have that one you're talking about. That's from the Avengers #1 set, right?
Yeah. So I have her hanging, so I don't.
We talk about keeping boxes. How I never keep boxes. I did keep the boxes of those #1 sets because they're just such cool boxes.
Yeah.
But cool. They are kind of cool. Like they're awesome.
Yeah, I kept the boxes to my Captain Actions too. You know, in the '90s they re-released the Captain Actions. I don't know if you're familiar with those, Mark.
Nope.
I love Captain Action from the '60s, and of course I never could have them. I was too young. And then they
Kinda
did
like
a re-release of them.
Kind of like a G.I. Joe, maybe, or
Captain Action it's G.I. Joe size of those old figures, but what it was he was a guy who could he and Kid Action or Action Boy or whatever. They were the toy line was you could buy costumes for him. He had a standard uniform, right? But you could buy Superman, you could buy Superboy for Action Boy, you could buy Batman, Flash Gordon, all these different other heroes you could put on him. You could buy the costumes for him. In the 60s. Yeah. But in the 90s they re-released them. They're big boxes. I still have a bunch of them. It's like I think I showed the other day. I showed my Lone Ranger and Tonto. Those are Captain Action.
Nice.
What they did is they just made, instead of making it where you buy the costume or making a normal Captain Action, they buy the costume. They just did it in those big box, real nice boxes.
Okay.
I got the Flash Gordon one, which is weird because it's kind of in an astronaut's outfit. I got those 2 Lone Rangers, and I got Tonto, and I got Green Hornet and Kato. Who else? I can't remember the other ones I got off the top of my head. But I had kept those boxes. Those are huge. You've seen those.
Yeah. No, and I think I had found some of them in the Sears catalog that I was showing, the old Sears catalog. I think you had pointed out maybe some of the figures.
Captain Action.
Yeah, and those figures.
Not many people remember Captain Action anymore.
Captain Action was cool. Hey, Mark, I found a picture of the place that I worked at before. I worked at Pop Culture.
Cool. Yep, I'll show that.
It's a rare. Yeah, let me get the picture.
Oh my God, I'm so mad at myself seeing this.
Black Knight.
That Black Knight there.
I know. Yeah, Black Knight. Yeah.
I picked them up at Walmart. I walked around the store shopping with them because it's 20-something bucks. And then at the time I cheaped out, I said, no, I can't be doing this. I got to keep my rule. It's a gorgeous figure. I'm a friggin' moron for not getting it.
Hey, I'm going to put it in our private chat,
figure.
okay, and just take it.
I should have got that one. Okay? Now it's, of course, expensive online.
I'm going to put it on our Facebook private chat.
Okay, yep, I'll grab it, yep. Malekith, yep. Black Widow, yeah, that's a nice line. Yeah, that's the star of that series, yep. And then Sasquatch.
I should have got that Deathlock, too. Damn it.
There you go, brother. I just sent it. It's
also Paladin, the Marvel version of Paladin.
Where's which series is that in? Oh yeah, right there. Yep, there he is. Yep.
Yeah, he's very obscure. I mean, he's unbelievable. It's just kind of why I should have got him. He's only been in a couple of comics.
Spider-Man villain or
no? He was a mercenary, and he was in Marvel Premiere. He first met Daredevil, and then he had a couple issues of Marvel Premiere or whatever, and that's about it. Unless they brought him back later.
I thought he was. I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but I thought he was in a couple issues. Amazing. I could be totally.
He may have popped up again later, but he's not been around much.
Not much. Obscure.
No, not much at all.
Yeah. So you've got, and this is Sauron. Is pretty good. Deadpool, no pants. Omega Red. You got to hand it to them. They did a pretty nice job with most of these. Yeah. Spider-Ham.
Yeah.
They did some nice. They're doing some nice. Peter Porker. Yep. And then SPD. What was that?
Good Doc Ock.
Oh, Daredevil Black Cloak. Yeah, Cloak and Dagger was not a good TV series. If anyone watched that,
I never really mess with the comic much either,
Yeah.
but the figures look good. That's a good Doc Ock, though.
Yeah, nice, good. And he's fat, which he should be.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Multiple Man. I love Multiple Man. That's an
Nice.
obscure figure. Jamie
like-
Madrox.
I like when they do the obscure ones. Yeah, Madrox, that's right. And Wolverine's
Gladiator.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one. The thing is,
You
they've
like
gotten
that
so many. You know what they're doing? If you want to build the cool Apocalypse figure, oh, I got to buy Wolverine again. You got the Storm with the, so that's what happens. I don't
You know,
like
they
that.
did that.
Magnet.
They did that Incredible Hulk 181 2-pack. And remember I told you I got that one at a con for like $60, but I only wanted Hulk so it could be bigger than the Eckert of the bigger than my thing, so I could have like a Hulk thing battle thing. And I gave the Wolverine version of. I gave my Wolverine away.
Wow, you're a nice
Little
guy.
buddy at that con. I was like, yeah, he wanted it. And I said, yeah, you can have it. I bought this for the Hulk. But yeah, look at that Taskmaster. That's so good. A buddy of mine found a loose figure of him at a con. I wanted to get that, but he found it. He's
So we got
terrible in the Black Widow movie.
Like I guess Snort of Poop has posted a picture of him in a human suit standing in front of the door of the TARDIS today, but it's a little large. I keep thinking it looked like I'm trying to sneak into a blue painted Lou. We'll have to look for that. Yeah, my good buddy Harold actually painted some closet doors in his house. I'll have to get him to have see if he'd let me show him with him in his hallway with he painted TARDIS doors on this closet. It's so awesome in his house. Yep. Oh wow, these are nice too. I love the Thunderbolts. That first run of Thunderbolts was great. So the Screaming Mimi or Songbird, that's cool. King Cobra, Taskmaster, all these classic Cap villains. And I really love reading those Captain America comics when Ron Garney was on, probably around issue, maybe was it 300s or 200? I can't remember the numbers, but it was a nice. Really, Garney had a really good run, and I actually got to meet him. And I gets a lot of books signed, and he was a nice guy. Yep. Gwenpool. I don't know how much I like this set, but Mysterio is kind of cool. Yep. Like Spider-Man Noir. I don't need that. But yeah, that's just Namor. That's a nice Namor.
Which one? Let's see. I love this one.
Yeah, bottom left. Bottom left here. Yep. Oh, below Black Panther.
Yeah, I got that one. That one I found at a Walgreens. And then they did one, and then I got that Black Bolt. They did a black one in the black costume of Namor, and the idiots put an earring on him.
Oh, shit.
Buddy of mine, he filed it off.
He filed it off, yeah.
Screw that. Which I had to do that to my Toy Biz one, I know, he does not have an earring, even though in the comic he did. Also, that Toy Biz one in the 90s, it pissed me off because they did him with a ponytail. I said, no, Namor has not a ponytail, so I chopped it off there.
Yeah.
And painted like a little over with a, because no, Namor should look normal.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. Yeah.
I want that Cap one, but you can't. That's cheap. That's not cheap anymore.
I think I saw that on eBay for $70 or something. Or it's expensive. Yeah. These are nice lines. Yeah. But like you said, I just stopped. It's just too expensive. So, and they always have all these, bazillion figures. So it's there's some great ones.
I got the Wolverines one. I didn't that Loki one. I didn't like that much. I didn't like that Jane Foster.
The Blade is cool. Yeah. Well, I guess these are all the Build-A-Figures too. So they're trying to get you to do the, if you want the Man Thing and you love the Man Thing, then the Man Thing should be bigger.
that was the thing that kind of pissed me off. If you wanted a specific figure, you would have to buy all the ones you didn't want just to get it.
Yeah.
So, and Mark, I put
smart marketing.
Yeah, I put 2 pictures in there of the place I used to work at.
I think
it's in our group chat.
The only Build-A-Figure I think I have, Mark, is because a friend of mine gave it to me. It's Validus for Legion of Superheroes villain from the DC Universe line. He knew I wanted it, and he got it for me because there was no way I was going to get all those figures way back when it came out. So I do have that one.
I hated that thing. Yeah, just click on the pictures there. That's it.
Yeah, I'll copy the picture over it. Let's just scroll down quick. But wow,
this was great though. Oh, there's Dazzler. There's the original Dazzler.
Yeah, there you go with the roller skates. There you go, Judd.
Yeah, that Warlock. I wish they hadn't dressed Warlock up like that. Like, there's another Dazzler. I do like that. I have that.
That's
Dazzler,
nice.
Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have her.
That's nice. Yeah.
So
I'm missing some of these figures. I don't even remember seeing. Oh, Darkhawk. They have Darkhawk. Wow, I've every issue of Darkhawk actually. Wow, I gotta get that figured out. I think they were.
I have
thinking
that
about bringing him.
Yondu. I do
I
have
think-
that Yondu.
I had that
That's
Vance
nice.
Astro. I broke down and broke my rule.
You
I had to
brought
have Vance Astro.
You broke the
Captain
rule
shit.
on a lot
We
of
break
stuff.
our rules. Yeah, I've been
I
breaking
break
the rule more
rules
often.
sometimes, and I had to. There's no way
Yeah.
I could not have Vance Astro. It was just too good.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the biggest fan of the original Guardians that much, but I had to have that.
Yeah.
Free ship 25. That's a pretty good price for that Black Knight. Thank you for the heads up there, Pat S. If I could, I'd grab it right now, but who
Break
knows?
your
I might.
rule. Yep. Break your rule. Yep. But yeah, I love that Darkhawk. Yeah, like there's certain figures that I would
Jackal.
grab. Jack.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jed broke his rule and got that Miss Marvel one there. Come on.
Oh, fuck off with that Miss Marvel bullshit. I would not. Like, I wouldn't do that, dude.
Oh, this is
Astral Doc Strange. Look at
that's
that.
cool.
Wow.
This is a nice
Yeah.
set. I didn't remember
That
this one.
Doctor Strange is kind of cool.
Nice.
Like,
This is
yeah,
great with the shield and the
yeah.
Iron Fist looks
That
cool.
the
there.
movie version one is cool. I
Enchantress.
didn't like the other one.
This
I don't really
is-
like. I
that's
don't like
nice.
movie versions for me. I like but that Astral Doc Strange
You
is
got-
a
you got-
comic book version.
You got both
Yeah.
here, which is cool.
Yeah, and the
Yeah, yeah.
Astro one is cool.
That is
That's
cool.
not bad.
I got that Iron Fist though. I did get that.
A Juggernaut. Oh, this is god. Action figure.
What really surprised me is when Jed got that Iceman figure because of a certain reason that happened to the character that I won't name here.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
The Abomination series. That's a Scarlet Witch or the Captain Britain. That's a cool Captain Britain. Yep. Iron
You-
Skull.
yeah.
Oh, hey,
Retro.
Wonder Man got some love. Yep.
I have the Wonder Man, but not that one we saw earlier. I don't have this one here, but
With the
I have a
Psycho.
decent one. But I love that one we saw earlier. But even though, to
Oh
be honest,
yeah.
I wish they would do his original or his original green costume, and maybe the second version that was a little bit different.
Yeah.
No, the retro. There would have to be a Brie version for Foul Ball, and we would all like tease him about it.
Oh, Spider Girl. That's not the Spider Girl that I like. That's not the Mayday Parker. That's the other Spider Girl, I think. Yep. Giant Man
Yeah.
series. Red Guardian.
Nuke.
Red Guardian's going to be in the. Oh, Nuke. Yeah, that's
They
rare.
did Nuke. Yeah, that's Red Guardian, the proper one, not that silly.
Yeah,
Oh,
it'll
look
be
at
in the
the
movie.
proper Nick Fury too.
Yeah. Wow. 2016.
I have one of those somewhere. An old Nick Fury, anyway.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these figures
Darren
are great.
Carter. Yeah.
That's a great line. Mockingbird. That's an awesome Mockingbird. Cottonmouth.
Cap looks a little weird.
Yeah, wow. I guess what's the it's Red Onslaught. Red Onslaught, yeah. Scourge, yep. That Nick Fury, I should get that.
Yeah.
Absorbing Man.
What I didn't understand is why Jed got that Spider Gwen figure. What the hell's wrong with it? I mean, are you a real man or what?
Ben Riley.
Why is the Beetle a chick?
Misty Knight. Where? Blue. Oh, I'm thinking DC, yeah. I don't know. Scarlet Spider, for those Clone Saga fans.
Misty Knight. She looks like the comic book Misty Knight. Wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
yeah.
the female White Tiger. That
Tiger.
sucks.
Yeah.
No offense, ladies, but White Tiger was a man first. He's a man, baby.
Ant-Man and Wasp, yeah. Ultron series.
Why does Bulldozer lose weight? What the hell? Bulldozer should be a builder, almost a build figure. The whole Wrecking Crew. Why is the Wrecking Crew a bunch of pipsqueaks?
Grim
You know they
Reaper.
did
That's
that in the
that great
comic,
character.
in that crappy Dan Slott FF that's come out. I remember when I was still forced to buy it at the first because I made a deal. They had the Wrecking Crew, and they were all like these little wafy little SJW looks to them. Like, wouldn't the Wrecking Crew become pipsqueaks?
Yeah, I know. Wrecking Crew were big badasses, man.
they were. Yep, and they were little.
They were
wimps.
hardcore, and they didn't take no shit.
I have that. There's another one. I broke my rule for that Thundra there, but that
He's like,
Valkyrie,
I broke my rule for this one, this one,
not
this one,
many.
this one,
There's
this
still not
one.
many though. But just look how many there are compared to how many I broke my rule.
The Thunder.
See,
Yeah, that
I
Thunder
almost
was.
want that Valkyrie to put her with the Defenders, but I hate. Why does she have pants?
Yeah, it's not the right outfit. Yeah.
Well, that's better than the movie version
No,
we
that's-
got in the
Absolutely,
Ragnarok.
I almost bought this figure the other day
Right.
too. It was on eBay. That's
Which
a cool
one?
Thunder. The Thunder.
Yeah.
That's a cool
See?
figure.
You can find her everywhere. I mean, for a while
Yeah.
anyway, you could. Oh, you know what? There's another one
2050.
I should have got below there. You keep going. I should have got Hellcat to add her to the Defenders.
Yeah, Hellcat's awesome character. I love Hellcat.
I didn't
Probably
see that
Patsy
one.
Walker.
That was kind of cool.
Well, there are a lot of them
That's
you just don't. you don't see out there that much.
Yeah.
But I should probably, to complete the Defenders, get her, get
Wait,
I
that
have
was
a-
a Thanos too.
I have a good Power Man I could put in there with him.
Here's my Spider Girl. I got to get Mayday Parker. That's one of my the Tom DeFalco universe where one more day didn't happen, and Peter Parker and Mary Jane ended up together, and they had May. And they named her after Aunt May, so it was Mayday Parker, and they had a whole universe set there. And I just love that Spider Girl series. And actually, she was the longest running female solo superhero, I think, of all time. And
Not much of a Tom DeFalco guy, but I know you like it.
I just it was retro, it was a retro style, and it was, I should simpler is not the right way, but I don't know, it was just pure comic joy of, like it reminded me of the old series. Yeah, Valkyrie doesn't look like wearing pants, and she's not purple. Yeah.
But the greatest Valkyrie is, of course, Purple Valkyrie. We love her.
Yep.
But we do love the Brunhilde Valkyrie. It's just, again, she doesn't need to be wearing pants in that one. It's better than nothing, but yeah. Machine Man.
Yeah, I love Machine Man. Yep. That's a Kirby creation, right?
He is. He created him as a spinoff from his 2001 comimes adaptation in the 70s, which was weird. Then he got his own title. Also weird, but cool. Yeah. And I don't know why I bought Sentry way back when, but I don't know if I bought that one. I don't know about the Hairboy Sentry. I bought the other one.
That was a crazy introduction to a character. Like the character's always been here,
really
but
weird, but not.
But not here. Yep. Scarlet Witch. That's a pretty decent Scarlet Witch. Yep.
Paul Jenkins said that, I believe. He was actually a good writer.
Yeah. And Iron. That's a weird Iron Fist with that white outfit.
Yeah, I don't like the white outfit.
Jubilee series. So, but why is Jubilee a build-a-figure?
I don't know.
I guess they're just trying to sell more stuff. Well, Groot makes sense to be big figure Groot. Well, that's new. That's not the Nova you like.
I hate that Nova album.
Yeah. We got Drax.
I don't know why Jed likes it so much.
Movie series. Yeah. Boomerang. That's pretty rare. Agent Venom. Who does anyone remember who Agent Venom was? Flash.
Was it Flash Thompson?
Flash Thompson. Yeah. What did they do with Flash Thompson? They turned him to Agent Venom. It's like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
Flash is a great character. He disappeared from the books forever. I like this AIM Soldier. That's nice.
There's a Red Skull.
Black Widow, Mandroid series.
AIM Shoulder. Yeah, I like the AIM Shoulder.
That's cool. Yeah, with the
Baron Zemo doesn't look too great for some reason. I can't see him that well, but.
So if anyone's been watching the new MODOK series on Hulu, I'm still waiting to laugh. And I always go into things with an open mind too. It's just. I always want to give things a chance. I have to say that whoever did the artwork animation on it is just utterly fantastic. It's kind of like a retro claymation, and obviously it's got to be done on CGI, but the show looks fantastic. And the AIM Soldiers, God, they look great. But it's just the show is not funny. I mean, it's God bless them, but it's I have that old MODOK figure, by the way. I bet you got that one, right? Yeah, I do have a MODOK, downstairs, yeah. So let me copy Jed's image over to a new tab here. Let me see, just so I don't show the chat.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
It's okay. Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna show the comic book store where I grew up at. There's two places. I grew up. The one that's the one that I grew up at from 77 on. Then I worked at Pop Culture when I was an adult. So this one was huge.
Wow. Let me. I'm just copying it to a separate tab.
Yeah.
So I don't.
They closed down recently because of all the bullshit too. So
unfortunately,
they didn't last. So. Yeah.
That's too bad. A lot of stores have been faced.
We hardly have any comic book stores down here in Phoenix anymore because they have basically all closed because of all the bullshit that's gone on in 2 years.
It said a lot of people are hurting out there, so it's tough. Yep.
Okay, in the back room, that's just one of the aisles, dude. This place was so packed.
Oh, I like that Wolverine and Thor kind of like fun figures there. Yep.
Oh yeah, this place was so packed. The other one shows you the scope of how big it was. I tried to find
here's-
one.
That's a nice
Yeah.
shot. Yeah, wow.
I tried to find one to show how big it was.
That's huge. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, and that was and then if you go you see all the boxes there. They shortened the boxes, but all the gray boxes there and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was that's just half of the stuff they have out. The stuff they have in the back is a huge storeroom that you barely have room to walk in. That because it has that's all the stuff that is the lower grade, but they have like an archive back there and had one in the back that was just bloody huge. And I would go back there sometimes and they let me because I grew up there, so they're like, yeah, Jay, you can go and do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
But
I went there every week.
oh, shut up, you didn't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you get to Phoenix, Mike?
I live right now. You didn't know I lived in Phoenix?
No, you didn't. You live in New Orleans. So
Man, I tell you what, nobody believes me.
yeah, you live in New Orleans. Shut up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's a long time.
I forgot.
Far away.
So yeah, well, that's what I kept saying. I go, man, this is a long way to drive to get my comics. I should probably look for a shop closer.
Yeah, but yeah, and that the sign. This was like the second store. They had the original store. That sign in the back was on the original store because they outgrew the old one and they had to move to a bigger, larger one.
Nice.
So
That's a good problem.
As Father Miller would say, we have a title card up now.
Yeah.
So Retro's asking.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
we're
man.
waiting now.
Yep.
Good.
So Retro's asking, could you create personalized 3D scans of people and apply the head sculpt to the action figures? That sounds like something from Advanced Idea Mechanics, right? From or what's the life decoy model?
Life model decoy.
LMD. Yep. But
LMD.
I mean, I think people have been doing. I think people do custom figures. Like if you saw the figure of Gary. Doomclock has never shown his face, I guess, but if you're watching, there was someone who made a Gary figure last week. So yeah, there are people that scan it and then do custom heads, and there's a whole action figure community out there where you can actually buy bodies and pieces and like kind of build a figure. And there's some really high end, good quality, bodies and sculpts, and you buy the clothes and you can.
Well, I did tell Az his figure looks like he's Pinhead from the Puppet Master movies. But yeah, dude, I miss
or like Zippy the Pinhead.
Yeah, I miss the comic shops like this because I grew up in places like this. I literally after school I would go and do my homework in the comic book shop most times. I didn't go home. After I got home from school, I would go to the comic book shop. And then they would have a table there, and I would go do my homework at the comic book shop. And then afterwards, I would do some work in the comic book shop to earn some trade credit to get some comics. And I would bag and board comics or I'd price comics. But and then that's how I would get my comics. I would do work in the comic book shop when I was a kid. And they're like, dude, and the thing is, my grandparents and my parents were the one that basically introduced me to this. And they already knew these people. They're like, yeah, this kid is going to be with you till the store basically closes. So get used. My grandparents said, get used to him.
Well, it's like my sister worked at a clothing store. She loves clothes. So we teased her. She ended up losing money working at the clothing store because she would buy stuff each week on the employee discount.
There was points where I actually lost money when I worked at the stores, and I'm like, But then they're like, okay, we'll knock off son because your family and shit. So but yeah, what I say if I thought it's. Wait, the comic industry down here, all the stores, a lot of them, there's only a couple. I think there's only 3 shops left here in Phoenix. I don't know, but that one closed down. Pop Culture closed down in is it 15, 20 years ago? Early 2000s.
Yeah, it's
tough. 2005, 2010, somewhere around there. or two. It was somewhere around there, because but you saw that Blockbuster was still around, so it was right out. Blockbuster was still around for a bit.
Yeah.
So after it shut down, then I got a job at Blockbuster, and I got a job at GameStop, and that was my fucking places where I hung out. Then after that, so yeah, I lost my job. Like, they closed down, and I was like, okay, where am I gonna hang out or like do stuff at now? That's how I got jobs. I started hanging out at places, and they're like, dude, you're here all the time. I'm like, yeah, I know. I just
You want to get paid for being here?
Do you want to get paid for hanging out here?
The problem is you like today we miss all the story. Like, hope the stores come back, because there's nothing like going into like a comic book shop and browsing and finding stuff. Finding stuff for like seeing like some of those figures I've never seen before. I think. Yeah. Then I would have grabbed. There was a tall toy store in the mall. I think it probably closed. They used to go to every once in a while because of COVID. And you see something like Mike, like you saw the Black Knight in Walmart, or like things that you see, and then you're like, oh, I should. And there's I never bought. I was in the mall in 1990 when the first Enterprise ornament came out, the first Hallmark ornament.
Oh yeah, and it was like, was it like $25-$30?
Yeah, it's $20. But I had I was in college at the time and had no money. I'm like, well, I'll buy it later, and like I'm always kicked myself. At least if I bought one, I'm like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of gifts for my friends, and I'll come back. And then I never bought it, and then it's not as expensive now, but it's still pretty $100. But then it went over like $300 for a while or something. I was like, so what I did, they released some other Enterprises that are close enough for me. So I'm like, that's good. Yep.
Yeah, and I got that one because I saw it come out that day, and I was like, ooh. I'm like, Jed, customers, you cannot buy that off the bat. He goes, I'll make you a deal. I think if some of these are still here within a week, give us a week. And then I was like, dude, you can have one. I was like, are you sure? He was like, yeah. If there's one left within a week, dude. But on the day there was 2 left. And then right as I was about to get one, somebody came and snagged one. So there was one left. And my friend that owns the store goes, dude, I see the look of terror on your face. Yeah. You can have that last one. Right? Because I was just like, no, I want that Enterprise.
Yeah, you can't, don't let it go. Yeah. So here's one of the last bust. I forgot. Well, really, it's a small thing head. But that's another figure that I don't know where I got. It says switchers on it. You can actually take the head off. I don't know what the.
Hey, Mark, did you ever get the Thing eraser heads? There were some Thing eraser heads that were really cool at one point. Did you ever get those?
Nope, never got those. Yep. I'm guessing I missed a few things, and this was a printed Fantastic Four logo / cup thing. I got to trim trim those edges off a little bit, but that was on Thingiverse. So Fantastic Four.
Nice.
She got to just print.
Dude, that's awesome.
On the wall. Yeah, so I hang that. I put hung a few of these on the wall too. It's kind of
nice.
Cool. Yeah. So that's the fun kind of stuff you can do with a 3D printer. Yep. So I think I got to actually put away some comics before the Mrs. comes home. Mrs. D comes home. I was supposed to clean up. We had so much fun, and didn't think we'd go this long. So I hope it's been great. I hope everyone enjoyed.
It's like
hanging. Yep, we had a fun time. Yep. So, but we had a cool time here, and let's see. Let me get back. There we go. The 3. I'm learning straight. So we show. I can be.
Three different ways to do it.
Yeah, I can be big, or I can. Oh, that's the.
Yeah, there's a bunch of ways to do it, brother.
Yeah, that way. Yep. This is complicated. No, I'm just kidding. I finally.
Oh, shut up! You the other one is complicated. Don't get me started. I did that to get a reaction
from you. I got my reaction. Yep. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, you can just put a banner right up here. Yeah, boom, I can do that. Wow, clobber that like button. Yeah, this is too easy though.
Oh, God, wait till you do find out the other stuff.
So easy a clobby can do it.
Yeah. All right. So
by the way, Pat S. Yeah, when I caught someone stealing, I brought him before me and I said, "Your agonizer, please."
Oh, I caught
There you go.
several people trying to steal, and we would if they were kids, like young
Oh my
kids,
God.
we'd talk. Yeah, we would talk to them first, and then call their parents, let them know. But we wouldn't arrest them. But if it was a repeat offense, like the cops are coming.
Christ.
Like thought it's flame on. It's not flame on.
Oh,
I know you know better. Stop.
well, appreciate you having me on there, bro.
Yeah.
Mark, enjoyed it, buddy. You've been on three solid ones, man.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
fun. It's been fun. So I guess we'll let Mike give a plug for his Saturday night Star Trek show, I guess.
Oh, nothing, no big deal. Everyone knows about it now who's here. They're all friends here. Good to see you all. Thanks for being here, my friends. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Central. Saturday night Star Trek continues.
Yeah.
And reviewing more episodes of the animated series. Love you, Purple. Thank you for being here. Love you, Raquel. You were here earlier. And Retro, Buddy, the Great Lord Thoth, Avon Lives, Long Live the Legion, Rod Thunder, Heart, Pat S, Storta Poopus, and all the other wonderful friends who popped in. Steve Mitchell was here earlier.
Had a great crowd today. It was really nice.
Yeah.
So Friday nights just started now. So so we can end right now.
I will. I'm
great
going to say
time.
I'll see you all at Matt's tonight. So I will be there. Okay,
Nice.
and we may have a surprise for this weekend. I'll see for the show this weekend. So Mark, I may have to call you real fast.
Yeah, we'll talk. Yep. So everyone go
I have
watch.
to call you after. Yeah, go watch Friday Night Tights.
Friday Night Tights, everyone, and let me play my. Oh, and I got to figure out how to do this. I can just play an outro here.
You just hit the button. It's that.
I'm learning. Yeah, well, that's why
it's
you guys.
so easy at call. You can do it, like you
It's
said.
so easy. Well, yeah. So I'm gonna play this outro here, and thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great Friday. Enjoy Friday Night Tights. Yep.
Night, everyone.